Well, you know, it's tough to be looking for a job in the big city. Everybody wants you to do, you know, test assignments without expectation of pay. That's what we've got going on with the Inquisitors here. They're like, all right, do a whole job for us, and then maybe we'll let you in. Or what are they? I forgot what the other ones are called. The Executioners, I believe. Executioners are like, well, if we like what you do in the arena, then then we'll help out. Then we might give you the job. But man, just looking for an entry-level work as a political assassin, and they're always wanting so much experience already. Like, this is ridiculous. But arena itself is already a job. That is true, Roback. But, so I guess, yeah, that's the required work experience they want to see. Sagacious Zoo.
I trust your plans go well. Despite
Do you have any advice
is there
for me looking for my assassin job? How do you feel about the plan to join the Lotus Assassins? I will need your knowledge.
It is a foolish idea. You do not understand the seductive nature of the assassins and what they do to recruits.
Well, that sounds like something you can tell me about. Yeah, enlighten me.
It does not take much to make a person forget who they are. With a little effort, they can be pushed past any morals they might have claimed. Cloaked in service and honor, even the most depraved of barbarity soon becomes unremarkable.
Either dismiss him, which is probably not good, or two different flavors of rip to them, but I'm different. I'm strong enough to do whatever they want without it affecting me.
Perhaps you think so, but the enemy is fanatical.
Definitely the worst of the two answers.
High up, and it is embodied in the shell that is Death's Hand. He was made our leader during the raising of Dirge. He replaced Sun Qin, who along with the glorious strategist, never returned from that campaign. I did not serve Death's Hand long, but when the orders came, he never questioned. The connection is more direct than loyalty, and he instills that in his Lotus Assassins. That is how so many were driven to kill without cause, and why I decided no more.
Assassins are Fire Emblem villains. Their seduction seems to appeal to a very niche group. Are assassins in Fire Emblem especially hot? Is that... Because I know Fire Emblem's got a lot of fans of the characters being hot. I never played Fire Emblem myself. My exposure to that series is exclusively through Smash Brothers. Zoo, why does this trouble you so much? You've killed many before and since.
There was more to that event. You are right to sense it. But I have kept my silence for so long that I must carefully consider the repercussions of breaking it. I must inevitably deal with my demons. Your destiny demands it. But I must also know that those demons will be put to rest, not exploited. For many years, I did nothing. If I had known Master Li was the glorious strategist, so much could have been resolved one way or another. In the end, I will have to trust that you are enough his student to find a way to protect what I cannot.
In Fire Emblem, most of the time you can tell someone is evil because they're not attractive. Okay, so that's the opposite of what I was assuming. We each have our path, Zoo. I will listen when you are ready.
So you claim. I am not accustomed to words having such weight. We should resume your mission. You have far to go.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Alright. You got anything for me?
What? What do you want?
You don't have an arrow over your... Okay, yeah, you don't.
What?
Always happy to help. What do you need?
I want... What I need is for your dialogue to advance without me having to prompt you, but I guess that's just not happening. What's on your mind right now?
Dawnstar has been telling me about two rivers, the Swamp and Gal the Lesser. I was sorry to hear about your town and your friends. It brought a question to mind.
Did you start Kang's quest? No, not yet. Actually, hold on. Sorry, just turning off notifications for something. I just realized it was still on.
To ask you.
All right.
Why? Seriously, why are you doing this?
Why am I doing this? Yeah, I'll talk to Kang next.
Details aside, you're fighting the Empire as a whole when you oppose the Lotus Assassins, Death's Hand, or the Emperor's will. I know all about your village and your master, and that explains some of it. What it doesn't explain is your drive, your strength. What gives you that?
Revenge. I will say, I still have not found... Like, the thing about BioWare games that I find is not as much of a draw for me, because I like how Obsidian or Owlcat, or even... maybe not as much with Baldur's Gate 3. I feel like it's easier to play as a character that is not necessarily yourself in those games than it is in Obsidian or Owlcat or whatever. Rather than, in BioWare games, it's not so much. I feel like and part of what I had an issue with the very first time I played this. Hello, Alex. Part of the issue I had the very first time I played this is that I tried to do that here. And I think the only real thing you can do in that regard is playing like sort of the haughty, arrogant student, like, the spoiled student, which is interesting. And it's just a matter of like, what things you like in RPGs. And so I consider this more a matter of preference than of competence, but I do think that Jade Empire, for example, you have the hero, you have the evil, and then as far as, like, distinct other personalities, usually it is just sort of the, not necessarily good or evil, but a bit more arrogant, or a little bit more, I don't know. I guess this is not necessarily the best screen to talk about this with, just because, like, okay, hero choice... This is a little bit of, like, warrior choice, not necessarily that haughty, but maybe a little bit. And this one is a little bit more nuanced, and then just never question me. But I do find, and to some extent, I think part of what I'm saying about this, maybe I'm not as able to get into it as much because I am also streaming, and so my brain is split, which is why I do not intend on regularly streaming games as my very first experience with them. Because I do feel to some extent like how capable am I really being right now of properly like re-experiencing and re-evaluating this game that I did enjoy before, but definitely didn't have the ideal. Where's the Path of Silver Palm option? We're out there for the money. Yeah, that comes out sometimes, but not always. It is a matter of honor. My home must be avenged.
A village was destroyed just to capture one man. You're right. That loss was unnecessary and unforgivable. I know you're going to follow Silk Fox's plans to find a way into the Assassin's Den. It won't be easy, but I'm confident we'll succeed. It's what happens after you find a way in that has me worried.
I can look after myself. I've dealt with assassins before.
I know, but never in their lair. Never in that place. I knew men and women who were drawn to the Lotus Assassins.
Yeah, we know
went
one
into that
too. His
place
name
to
is
prove
Sagacious Zoo.
themselves, as you intend to. And the few who made it back out were different.
Different how?
They acted like they didn't know us, or just didn't care if we lived or died. It's hard to say if there's even a difference to the Lotus Assassins. I know you'll be fine. The Assassins will be lucky if you don't bring the place down around their ears. Just be sure not to tip your hand before you're ready. That's all in the future, though. We should keep it what we're doing. There's a lot left to tackle before we're done.
It's on the future though. Let's change
Of
background
course.
music.
I'll be here if you need anything.
Well, well, is the Imperial City all you expected? It is quite a spectacle compared to the bulk of the Empire. The marvelous dragonfly performed perfectly, of course.
Been playing Pillars of Eternity on turn-based mode. How is that? Is it? Because I worry. I don't know about worry. I wonder how good that actually functions because the game wasn't built for that. Let's see. Tell me about yourself. I want to learn more about you.
I found my way to Tien's Landing quite by accident. A very big accident. A few wealthy merchants lost some, property, and I almost lost my hat and my head. Gal the Greater heard about my inventions and bribed some officials to effect my release. I thought I had found a nice rich benefactor, but I was locked away in his lair. He gave me a nice workshop, but he really was a fool. I showed him my wind map. He didn't care where it led. He was only interested in his slaves.
It's complicated. Well, I guess that's about what I expected. The wind map doesn't lead to the Imperial City.
It shows where I've been, not where I'm going, I think. I made it on my journey to, here. But I don't quite remember where I was traveling from. Not good. It seems to me I left something, a clue for myself, but I'm not sure why I'd need to. I don't suppose you'd be interested in taking a short trip back the way I came?
Do you have any idea where this wind map leads?
None. And I am very good at remembering things. At least I think I am. I can't remember for certain. The map could lead anywhere, so we should let it.
Some stats basically mean nothing and a new initiative. Initiative stat is everything. So, do you have, from my experience, turn-based is better than in Deadfire, but density of encounters makes it a somewhat miserable experience. Does Pillars let you switch between them like the Pathfinder game? Because I feel like that's the way to do it if there's a game that is built for real-time with pause and thus has a lot of trash fights that adds a turn-based mode. Alright, let's go.
Well, let's see then. It must lead to where I was last, which would be the ideal place to go first. Keep an eye out. I don't know why my tracks were covered, but I do tend to incur the occasional death threat. Craters are remarkably unappreciated.
Okay.
This looks familiar. Keep going. I have the urge to build something. There are memories in the route we are flying. Keep going.
That's better than it was in Deadfire. That's concerning because I think it's worse in OG Fallout.
I see patterns.
I feel like Deadfire was especially like
I'll hammer it out.
sort of last minute kinda. Then again, that was sort of true with Kingmaker, because Wrath of the Righteous, I know, was built with the idea of switching between them from the start, which is good. Not in Deadfire, but you can in PoE 1. Okay. You can't switch in combat. Yeah, because that you can do in the Pathfinder games. You can, like, forcibly slow down if you need to, or just decide, this is easy, and then speed up.
Cloudburst. Our flight was great fun.
I assume that's another flyer ability.
I think it's a clue. I hit something in my head because I was going to lose my memory, I think. One thing for certain, there was no destination. We ended where we began. The route was the important part. Let me show you what it inspired me to make. I'm not sure what it is, but it has a lever on it that is begging to be pulled.
Are you sure this is safe?
There's only one way to find out. Well, there's probably one or two, but who has time to dig an artillery trench? Here we go. And nothing. Right? We're not dead, I think. That is decidedly disappointing. I was expecting something. I must still need a part I can't remember. I need some time to think, to get my brain straightened out. This is most intriguing and infuriating. Give me some time.
You have the resources of the Imperial City at your disposal. Think harder.
You know, it is true that I should be able to find what I need here. Let me rummage through what I have stockpiled. Just a few tweaks. Tight fit. Not sure how that will affect things.
And then this kills us and we get a game over.
I don't remember seeing that before. Just get this last. There we go. It's ready. Now we can finally find out just what it does. After I name it, of course. Nothing works right until you name it. How about the confoundable minutia?
In Deadfire, there's still encounters that are broken to make all of Nekataka hostile. With turn-based specifically, you mean? Because I don't remember that. Yeah, I always I didn't bother with turn-based in Deadfire. It doesn't matter, just activate it.
What? No, impossible. I fixed it. I checked everything. It should work. Unless... No, I did that. Oh. Where'd the city go?
Oh.
Well, that was anticlimactic. A flash of light, but no resounding boom. What good is such a light if Earth doesn't meet sky?
Where are we?
What? Oh, my.
Celestial world?
It seems we have transported to a heaven. A strangely familiar one for some reason, but I don't recall ever moving to such a place before.
Where have you brought us, Kang? We don't have time for such games. Get us back to the Imperial City, now!
Let's have a look around here.
Good idea. Something about this place makes me want to explore too. I am compelled to step this way.
Should I swap out for Wildflower for this? Is there interesting stuff
Kang,
being in the
return
spirit
at
world
once.
with her?
Kang! Ugh, let's go find him.
No? Okay. Oh, yeah, it seems like this isn't much of a zone as much as it is a puzzle courtyard. I don't know if it's my controller being weird or if the game really is just kind of broken like that, but I'm sure you've noticed if you've been watching these streams, my character keeps somersaulting randomly.
Monumental proportions, a phenomenal piece of unbelievable craftsmanship.
Really? What does it do?
I haven't the slightest idea. But it must be important, wouldn't you think? I mean, just look at it. These machines, they are manipulators, fabricators. They bully energy into something. They can be activated, deactivated, on and off and on. You see?
But what is it?
I can only come to one conclusion. Lord Lau's furnace.
Lord Lao, he's a story for children, like how he created the air bladders that lifted the palace until the stones forgot they belonged to the earth.
Legendary. mythical and overrated in some respects, but if anyone else has a better origin for such machines as this, I'm not hearing it.
Who is Lord Lao?
Artificer to the celestial bureaucracy, he creates machines that themselves also create, although I'd make them a little less delicate had I his resources. Still, he is an inspirational figure for inventors, and we are in his playhouse. You select the machines you want to activate, and then the tiger or the dragon button, like this.
Please don't randomly hit switches. I find it unsettling. Here we go again. Mamma mia.
Don't worry. The individual machines are not activated. I think the switches must be thrown on at least 2 of the components before it will do whatever it does. You also have to select a fuel. It looks like there are a few pieces of cinnabar in the contraption, but it may accept others as well.
We still don't even know what it does. Do you think it's wise to play with it?
Well, judging by the pile of ashes I found near the controls, if you do it wrong, it either creates a nice warm fire or burns the person standing here to a crisp. It looks like a powerful thing, so just guessing at the possible configurations will probably get you into trouble and waste the cinnabar in the machine. So, you might want to be careful how you go about it. Things like this usually have directions. No, recipes. No, that's not it. Configuration. That's it.
Wait, didn't we find a strange set of directions?
Very true. Perhaps you should give them a try. They didn't mean much before, but now we may have the tools to make something of them.
Okay, where is the... Okay, dragon button. Is there anything else? Cogs, okay. Plot items, probably. Okay, configuration of the dragon. And configuration of the snake. Configuration of the ox. Okay. Wait, configuration is guided by the tiger, but this is configuration of the dragon. Okay. Okay, cogs and sulfur water. Yeah, think about it, my fave BioWare game is still KOTOR, which feels a little sad. I mean, I think there's definitely a, I don't think it necessarily has to be seen that way, just because there are things about KOTOR that are kind of, you know, unique to it. Like, I mean, being Star Wars, the specific characters. I don't know. I mean, my favorite is at this point Dragon Age Origins, but KOTOR was definitely the first. Let's see. And then was it sulfur water? So I assume that means chimney, and then water wheel, maybe? Or maybe not. Maybe I'm overthinking what it takes to make the sulfur water. Configuration of the horse. It could be worse to think that only great Bioware game after BG2 was Dragon Age Origins. Yeah, I mean, again, it's all personal taste. There's definitely great things about different ones of them. I haven't done Cauldron either. Also saying Night. Does that matter? Does the time of day matter? Okay, I have generated monkeys. I assume that's...
A most intriguing place.
How do I use the machine?
Turn on the individual components, at least 2 of them. Place the fuel of your choice in the hopper. Before you do all that, you should make sure you know what configuration you want. Well, given the rather you found one previously in an unrelated endeavor.
Did you input fuel? No, I don't think so. Well, because it says it said there was some already in it, and I figured that was sort of the default. Yeah, cinnabar ore. Load new fuel. Cow bezoar. Do it. Yeah, the only thing that I have is a cow bezoar. I don't know if that's something that only functions for configuration of the ox. Each configuration requires specific fuel. There's a limited amount of fuel items. Alright, well, I'll come back to this when I've got more fuel, just so that I don't waste anything. I'm ready to leave.
Very well. In the meantime, I will try to see if I can learn anything more about this interesting machine. I can always bring us back here later.
Okay, Dawnstar. We haven't spoken yet.
Yes? What do you need? I'd like to get that business with Minister Shang
Also,
out of
Ox
the way.
doesn't use Bezor? Okay.
She worries about the poor minister, a man she would despise in any other circumstance.
Do you want to talk? Your feelings are very important to me.
I don't want to seem ungrateful for her help, but having Silk Fox here is causing me some concern. I mean, she is the daughter of the Emperor, and we do not know his role in Master Li's capture. Can she be trusted?
I think an underrated aspect of the Bioware formula was just nailing a specific vibe that you couldn't get in other games. Yeah, I think that is true. That's also true of, like, the Bethesda style. You know, and stuff like, I I think something like Baldur's Gate 3 does a pretty good job of doing that. Something like Greedfall does an admirable but not as good job at doing that. For BioWare, the BioWare vibe at least. But it is still distinctly different for those games. I think partly because of like the structure as well, which is something those games don't really emulate. Well, I guess Greedfall kind of does. Better she is at arm's length than in the shadows.
So you don't trust her fully, but you invite her into our midst. I'm not sure I understand that, especially when she is so confrontational.
God. Dawnstar, she is jealous of you.
The princess? The daughter of the Emperor is jealous of me? I think the size of our task has addled your senses. What could I possibly have that would make her jealous? What does a woman from the borderlands have that the princess herself does not?
Oh, okay. So I don't even have an option to say something that isn't romance related, because I was thinking, like, even if romance wasn't on the even if there wasn't a love triangle thing on the table, then I do think it would make sense for her to be jealous of the idea of, like, oh, Dawnstar gets a bit more, like, freedom from the traditions of trappings of, and responsibilities of royalty or whatever. But no, it's specifically just me. I haven't even known Silk Fox that long. My interest.
What? I'm sorry. You caught me off guard.
Romance's
for a
default
moment.
plight interaction. Yeah, and that's true for a lot of RPGs with... You didn't know, I offered counsel often enough, and that's the only reason why I would have done that.
You have always been a good friend to me, but I never meant... I mean, I couldn't... No, I should have more control over this. This is too uncertain. You can't manipulate me into admitting something like this. Not when you can leave whenever you want.
Oh, God. I could leave. What would you do about it, little girl? What is this turning into, fucking, what is it? 365 days? Is that the... I only know about that movie because of the Quinn Curio video, but it's like the like crime boss kidnaps a woman for 365 days, and then they fall in love for real or something. But then, like, his big catchphrase is like, "Are you lost, little girl?" or something like that. I don't know. I do think that BioWare did a lot by default before inventing romance icon on the dialogue wheel. Yeah, you know what? A good thing to say about the dialogue wheel. A very obvious romance option. Although I think there's other, in, like, Dragon Age 1 and 2... No, I guess they don't. What games am I thinking of where they have, like, in brackets, like, this is the flirt option that doesn't have the specific icon for something like we see in, you know, Inquisition or Veilguard? Early bioromances are so cringe in a loving-ish way. Loving-ish is, yeah, a good way to put it. SWOTOR? Yeah, yeah, it is SWOTOR. SWOTOR does do that. You fear the end of what has barely begun. Where does this reluctance come from?
I prefer to have more control over myself. And it
Fallout
lets
4.
me
Fallout
feel
4
what
might
goes
have
on
that
around
too,
me
but
is
no, it was
possible.
SWOTOR that I was thinking of.
Silk Fox, or whatever she wants to be called, is an unknown I can't compensate for. I can't stay in balance if I don't know what she represents. You and I, we talk and share thoughts, but she forces me to consider where that might lead, both good and bad. I'm not ready for that.
So if Silk Fox forces you to consider where our talks might lead, I will have to thank her.
Don't you dare! Oh, you tease so much, I don't know what to do with you. You've become so different since we left Two Rivers. Or perhaps it is me. For all the trouble we face, I feel like a weight is lifting. think we will have a great deal more to discuss in the coming days. I'm looking forward to it. Until then, thank you for being so understanding. Master Li was right. You are special.
Goodbye.
Very well, but we should get that business with Minister Sheng out of the way.
Meanwhile, Silk Fox has been listening to the entire thing because she's one of the. I mean, they all have been listening to the entire thing because we're all here. DA2, I think, was the first time I ever deployed the heart icon. I think you're probably right about that. Fallout 4 just has flirt written as choice next to legendary sarcasm. Yeah, I think that's everybody. Alright,
What am I going to do? I'm ruined.
okay, wait, that is you, okay.
I can't sell upgrades if I can't find supplies.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Oh, you're the one with the flyer, aren't you? Forgive my impertinence, but do you own that flyer, perhaps?
Who are you and why do you want to know?
I am Hingu, a mechanic and a businessman. I supply upgrades to people fortunate enough to have flyers.
Well, what do you know?
However, I have had some trouble obtaining parts of late. My previous associate went on a trip to retrieve valuable parts and never returned.
Now you want me to help you, I suppose.
I need someone brave, someone who is a capable pilot. The missions
More
I have
minigames,
are
more
dangerous, but the
minigames.
rewards are worth it. I will pay you good silver, and I can send you parts for your flyer to make it better.
What? Make it better? This is the finest ship of its kind.
Kang, you're not even anywhere close to this.
What would you know about
Ears of a bat.
I have been working on flyers since they first started appearing in the Empire. I take these rickety contraptions and make them into something amazing.
rickety? There has never been a flyer more solid than the marvelous dragonfly. Rickety. Your wits are the only thing rickety around here.
Enough, just tell me what you want me to do.
I have some supplies in the North Provinces that I need to pick up immediately. We've had trouble with bandits up there, so it might be tricky. If you could bring me those supplies, I'd have the parts necessary to upgrade your flyer. What do you say?
You've got a deal.
Very good. Here's your wind map. It'll show you where to go. I'll also pay extra if you get rid of those bandits plaguing the area.
This is the first Bioware game with an explicitly gay romance. I don't remember how overt the Juhani romance is in KOTOR 1, because I've never done it. I don't think I've looked it up either. I know it's much more like subtle in being a romance than later games. So this might be the one, yeah. Yeah, Sky is bisexual, and I believe Silk Fox is as well, right? If you're a woman. Juhani is not explicit, never uses the word love. Yeah, okay.
Whoa,
Oh god,
that was
alright.
close. We need to end this.
No, I'm trying again. Fallout 2 had one of gaming's first gay marriages. That's cool, I didn't know that. Oh, okay. Wait, what? In the last mission, I wasn't... The holding it down wasn't doing this. That's weird. fairness, it is a shotgun wedding gag that is just gender open. Well, you know, in that era, you take what you can get, I guess, right? Like most things, Fallout 2 is mostly a joke. Fallout 2's marriage brought true marriage battery by making your spouse a mechanical impediment. Well, from the perspective of, you know, from the perspective of wife bad, that is a funny joke, but yeah, that is,
You have returned, and in one piece, I see.
Imagine telling someone in 2005 that BioWare would get flamed online for hiding gay stuff to the games 20 years later. Well, I mean, I imagine they would believe it, because I think a lot of people online at the time would flame them.
Parts among those supplies.
But
Would you like to have a look at them? Or if you prefer...
I want to see your upgrades.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I've got quite a bit. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if, I don't know if, like, 2005 BioWare fans would necessarily be shocked. I think 2005 BioWare fans would probably be more shocked that it had become expected. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, what was the... Judge Fang, those who report. Okay, where are they? If I talk to Ho again, or maybe Silk Fox, can I get a reminder of the...
Yes, I appreciate... The Inquisitor had... You could also...
I want to ask more about this evidence you want.
We've gone over this. Death's... My father probably knows some... The Lotus Assassins...
Okay, no, that's not... I want to talk to you about the Emperor.
My father? What do you want to know that isn't already public knowledge? Emperor Sun High is well known and well loved. Death's hand is wearing away at that reputation, however, and I need to stop him before it goes too far.
Shang is in next district, Fang is in the arena. Okay. Thank you, Roback. I mean, they got flamed by Fox News for this stuff in Mass Effect, but the gamer community TM was completely behind BioWare and didn't have any problems with gay romance options. I mean, I feel like that's maybe a little bit of an oversimplification. But you're right that the... I feel like that's kind of rosy member of things. Yeah, I think that people... I think there wasn't as much of like an organization of backlash to including gay romances back in Mass Effect trilogy days, but like there was for sure people who didn't like it. They just weren't as capable of like gaming community was more so an anti-old media mindset. Yeah, so I imagine that would be more like, oh, Fox News doesn't understand. Well, because also like Fox News, when they were when they were talking about the Mass Effect thing, like it was very obviously misrepresenting. But then again, that is what a lot of stuff happens. A lot of stuff like that goes on now from supposed gamers. When did Death's Hand join your father's court?
He has been present for as long as I can remember.
Forget if we've spoken about this with you.
He only rose to prominence after the end of the long drought.
I think some of this we've heard before. What was your father like before this began?
My father was very
Okay, yeah,
caring
no,
when I
this
was
is... Okay.
I will
There's something troubling you. Your feelings are important to me.
I'm not sure we have the time. There are too many
Alright, fair enough. Alright, so... let's check this out. Did you do all her dialogue before ending last stream? Yeah, I did. The fact that it gave me the option to do that again, I wasn't sure if that meant it was anything new.
That's why my men brought you to me. I wanted to finish this personally.
But
Don't even try to make this better. You should have won that fight, Zhang, but you suddenly developed that blind spot, didn't you? Did the glint of silver get in your eye?
Joe, honestly,
You needed something for to witness one?
Yes, I need to speak with you in private. It seems Warrior Zhang has decided to retire.
That guy's rocking the Wolverine beard. Which is just mutton chops, I guess.
I'm finished here. If you're here to fight, do what they tell you.
What just happened?
You couldn't see for yourself? I was just retired from the Imperial Arena. Guess my spot in the roster is yours if you want it. Go find Kui the promoter if you think you can fill my shoes. He's always upstairs in the third room over or so, and looking for new blood. I'm taking what I have left from my winnings and leaving.
Alright, bet taker.
You? What could you possibly want? You're not here to bet, are you? Betting's only open when there's a match on, and right now, I don't see hundreds of people screaming at me, so I can assume there's no match on.
I don't know why, but like the vibe of this room is like the opening of the arena, like the opening arena in Star Wars Bounty Hunter. I'll let you get back to standing here.
You do that. I need all the quiet I can get before the match.
It's just like the color and texture of the walls, and the fact that it's an arena. I don't know. I mean, this bit, no. This is, you know, the decorations are not like that, but... Thunderous Tauran.
Welcome! It's always good to see a new face at the counter. If you've got silver to spend, I'll be happy to help you out. I'm known as Thunderous Tauran, and you are my most honored customer right now, so you have all of my attention.
How generous. Do you have anything I might be interested in?
You look like a warrior to my eye, probably not fit for the odds and sods the usual patrons might pick up.
That's all I need for now, I guess.
Stop by again. Miniature Ravager hoods for the kids are coming in any day now. You know you'll want two.
Hi.
There are rumors flitting about the city that you seek the attentions of the executioners. These rumors come from the palace itself, leaving me intrigued.
Oh, yeah, so I guess Fox did that.
You are a novice with no standing in the arena. What makes you think you are of any interest to me?
I'm the most skilled fighter here.
Then show it with your skills, not your mouth. Anyone can.
I mean, you're not giving me a chance to. You're just rocking up here.
Who let actions speak for them.
Let me, let me do it.
If you were to knock Iron Soldier from his perch as Silver Division champion, I would be impressed.
I think I can do it. I do, after all, have a gun.
Me further, but I don't acknowledge anything less than the best. Return when you are worthy, and no sooner.
I don't know why one of the funniest things in the world to me is the Smash Ultimate reveal of Joker from Persona, the bit where it's just like, for his neutral special, he wields a gun. Well, this place is busy right now. No, look around, it's really busy. I'll ask you some questions. What was happening with that man who was roughed up? It happened right in front of you. How could you not see it? Old enough to be a classic meme. Nah, it's not that old. That was like a year ago, not 8 years. Can we talk about the Imperial City? Talk to Lady Rento, equip Sky. Okay. Goodbye. No, that's not her. Lustful Lao. I'm sure this conversation will be completely painless.
How dare you interrupt me?
What were you doing?
If you must know, I, Lustful Lao, conqueror of the female kingdom, was emanating.
I guess the fact that I'm a
by
guy is gonna make this
It is
less
but
painful
one
than it
of
would be
my
otherwise.
many irresistible charms.
What charms are those?
You don't see my brimming knowledge of the 232 points of pleasure, as documented by Menshi Tsao, the salacious scholar? Or that I perform the stretches outlined in the writings of the now disbanded lascivious order of the abbotless monks every morning? If even these simple things are beyond your ken, sir, then Lustful Lao has no time to spare on you. You return once... If you must...
Since I've already interrupted, you have time for a few questions?
If you, like all the others, seek to know my secrets, I will not share them. If you seek common knowledge, then you ask the wrong man.
I don't know what you mean. He sounds like a great guy.
I
You know,
will not deprive the fair ladies of this watering hole a moment of my attention. Ask one of the others.
You know, I bet that guy is actually an incredibly good and knowledgeable lover. If he's such a scholar, he just cares for women. Yeah, I bet he's just doing his best, really. Unless proven otherwise, you know, I think I'm gonna assume that his comic book guy voice is just an unfortunate quirk of his birth, and you know, and that he's actually you know, the whole thing about him studying the you know, the pleasure points or whatever, you know, he just wants to be an attentive lover. I'm sure, yeah. Innocent until proven guilty, right? So yeah, I will. Let's see here. You have a name.
This is my spot, and I'm not...
Okay. Wait, Gambler Dao Shen. He's from something, right? Okay, Lady Rento.
My blades are yours to command.
Alright, well, let's do this at least. He has a quest later. Alright.
Don't you just love
I look forward to it.
No other place
Seems like a cool guy.
all of the Jade Empire. Were you looking for me? I'm Lady Rento, and I was expecting someone sent by Captain Sen.
I'm here to talk to you about Creative Yukong.
Oh, poor Yukong. Captain Sen's still willing to do my husband's bidding and hunt him down, is he? I swear, my husband is insufferable. Yukong's a harmless aspiring actor who asked me if I would act as his patron. Since my husband was away from the city, again, I accepted and gave Yukong a moderate stipend. I thought he was charming.
Why is Yukong wanted for confidence schemes?
That was how my husband presented the situation to the authorities. He didn't want to face the shame of supporting a humble actor. My husband's a fool, but when he lowers his head, all I can do is let him charge and hope he rams something solid enough to slow him.
How much did you give this actor?
Probably less than my husband is putting forth as a bounty for poor Yukong. That young man doesn't deserve this.
Do you have any idea where I can find him?
I would wager that you'll find him in the Scholars' Garden. Yukong was going to try out for that new play. I'm sure you heard about it when it was performed in the Golden Way. Made quite the impression, I'm told. Yukong was going to try out for a role as a scholar, so he may be using his costume to hide in the garden. He's not much of a scholar, so you should be able to spot him.
Okay, I should let you get back to what you were doing.
If you happen to find creative Yukong, do go easy on him, would you? The poor boy did nothing wrong, and my husband is being unusually cruel to him. Good luck with your search. I have to get back to the estate, so much to do.
His reactivity is limited only to Scholar's Garden. Thanks for checking it for me. So you mean like Sky doesn't have anything to say to her? He only talks to Yukong when we find him? Is that what you mean?
Sorry, big boy. I'm not open for business. Judge Fang's got me on his payroll, and he doesn't like me taking customers on the side. Unless you're into something twisted, then he might want to watch. Fang's
Okay.
always looking for some new perversion to make his little soldier stand at attention.
Who are you?
My name is Gentle Breezes, but everyone just calls me Breezes now. I guess you lose your gentle side when you spend too many nights with Judge Fang. Fang's my benefactor, if you know what I mean. I do all the things that make him happy. Filthy, nasty things. But at least that sick bastard pays well.
You don't like Fang much, do you?
I hate him. He's a vile, repulsive deviant. He likes to hurt. When things are bad, a man like that leaves scars. Emotional and physical. Look, I've been around. I know people do strange and disturbing things behind locked doors. But nothing like this. There's no act too brutal or shameful for Judge Fang. He's into all sorts of things, and he's no stranger to pain. I know that all too well.
Why do you work for him?
I've thought about quitting. Every night. But I heard what happened to the last girl who tried to leave Fang. He's not the kind of man you just walk away from. He sees me as a possession. His possession. He's not just going to let me go. He's got the wealth and power to find me wherever I run. I'm stuck with Judge Fang until he's tired of me. I've come to accept that. It's a hard, grim fact. But at least he pays well.
I want you to help me get rid of Fang.
Get rid of him? What do you mean? Remove him from office, or something else?
I want to ruin his career.
Really? I was hoping you wanted to kill him. The world would be a better place with that disgusting pig dead and buried.
He'd probably like that, though, wouldn't he?
But as much as I want to see his bloated corpse floating in the gutter, Fang is a dangerous man, and he keeps my pockets lined with silver. I hope Fang gets what he deserves, but you'll have to do it without my help.
With Fang gone, you can finally be free.
No.
Ooh.
Even if I was willing to give up all that silver, if Fang finds out, he'll make sure I spend the rest of my days begging for death. It's not worth the risk.
Here's 900 silver if you help me.
Wow. That is a lot of silver.
Path of the Silver Palm.
I'll help you. You wanted Fang dead, right?
No.
I'll admit that it's a tough call, but I don't know if the Inquisitors are looking to have Fang murdered.
No, I just want to ruin him.
It'd be easier to kill him. Fang's reputation is already as dirty as it can get. As long as it doesn't get in the way of his job, everybody just turns a blind eye.
There's got to be some way to bring him down.
Well, every document Judge Fang approves has to be stamped with his Imperial ring. Losing the ring is a major offense. And if it was revealed he lost the ring during one of his sexual escapades, even Fang wouldn't want that to come out.
Bring me the ring and I'll blackmail him into resigning.
What are you doing here, Breezes? You know I don't like it when people see us together in public.
Don't be mad, my mighty and manly Fang. I was just hoping.
Unique feature is that intimidation actually gives closed fist points. Well, I mean, I did threaten to break her, or I would have threatened to break her legs had I chosen that option, so that makes sense.
I'm surprised you're so eager after last night. I'm glad to see you're finally becoming more receptive to my special
needs. Something about his walk animation there is...
If a little tame for my tastes. I think tonight you...
Well done. I love saying that after sex. Well done.
Interesting surprises in store for you.
I can hardly wait, oh great and virile Fang. Here's the ring. Fang will do anything to keep people from finding out he lost it to a whore, even if it means resigning his post. Show the ring to his guards and they'll let you through. I better disappear for a while, but make sure you tell him where you got it. He'll be sorry he ever touched me.
All right. One of the arena fighters. Yeah. I clearly dislike this place. Why not just leave? That makes a certain kind of sense. Still, I want to ask you for now. Whoop. Oh, yeah.
Intolerable. One more mistake, Kui, and I'll have you retired. Finding someone else is your problem.
But...
Enough! Find a solution and leave me alone.
This is not an appropriate time to... Wait a moment. You have the look of a fighter about you. Those hands, that stance, even your...
What other options are there for discrediting Fang? Is that the way to do it, Roback?
Join the most glorious contest in the Empire. Isn't it fortunate that Lucky Cho and I were just discussing how this place needs an M-fusion of new blood?
Specifically for, like, discrediting him, I mean.
The fighters here are skilled, but you would fare better than many of them. I hear the winnings are lucrative as well.
Come with me a moment and we'll engagitate in some dissertation about the best decision you...
They can only be discredited this way? Okay. Because I will say I don't feel great about that being, like as me personally, like, the non-lethal option is discrediting Shang, right, with the fake gift. But I assume Shang is a better person. Don't you mean auspicious?
I apologize if I'm using words beyond your grasp. Very few people can match either the supply or the command of my language.
Of course, silly me to bring it up. What were you saying?
Strong build, good shoulders, not half bad looking either. You've got what it takes to make it in today's arena.
You size me up like market day livestock.
The question is, can you fight? Are you worthy of the arena? I say the answer is a clarion and resounding yes. I've heard that you were asking around and talking to some of our best and brightest. Your interest tells me all that I need to know about you. What say we get you signed up for the greatest attraction in all the Empire? The arena awaits.
Yes, Shang, if threatened, also tries to convince you to go after Fang due to how evil he is. Yeah, I mean, what I was going to say is that, like, it doesn't feel the best as, like, someone trying to play the hero, that the way that you do that is by still making Breezes sleep with Fang one more time. I'm not saying that as, like, it's bad the game did that, necessarily, but, you know, just, like, in terms of, I'm just observing that I, like, in terms of things that, like, were I playing pure playing a pure Paragon, does feel... It feels much more morally gray to do that. Is my real point. You can just come and fail the quest. Executioners are still open to you. Yeah. Yeah. No, my point is that it's just it is a morally gray route to go, I think. Before I agree to anything, I need to know the rules of this tournament.
Here you fight for silver. Glory is yours for the taking if you value it. The rewards start small, but in the gold division, you could easily retire on your winnings. In fact, our last champion, Raging Ox, did just that. Suddenly up and left to enjoy his winnings.
It's a good depiction of, like, oh yeah, like, you know, dirty underhanded politics and stuff.
You'll start low and advance on my
like, it isn't really a morally clean, like, there isn't really a pure path through that, and it speaks to what Zoo was saying. You know, it speaks to what Zoo was saying earlier in the stream when we talked to him, like, about, you know, making you do things that, like, you know, joining the Lotus Assassins, you know, starts to, like, warp you a little bit. I want to join the arena.
That's the spirit of the thing. Now, what name precedes you in your travels?
I am egregious prevaricator, respected scholar and grower of pipeweed. I'm shocked you hadn't heard of me.
I've heard that one before. Have you any idea how many board students peramputate down here from the Scholar's Garden? Think of something that would sound engaging, ringing down from the rafters.
I feel like that is engaging, but, no, fair enough. Bill me as Silver Phoenix.
Silver Phoenix. Silver Phoenix. Conjures up quite an image. Are you certain?
Yes, that's what I want.
Then that is what you shall have. Come and tell me when you're ready for a fight, and I'll get you started. Since you're new, you'll start in the qualifying rounds. The money's small at that level, but it's there. Any other questions?
I was going to say Silver Phoenix is appropriate given what ends up happening later on in the game, but actually I don't think that, if I'm remembering correctly, the Chinese Phoenix does not have the whole resurrection thing going on for it. It's just a Firebird, I think. That's all I need to know.
One other thing. You should talk to the other fighters now and then. They will be watching you, and you should get to know them as well.
We're all one big happy family.
Oh yeah, sure look like it with your huge bruise.
Idiot, hon.
As you can see, they always have something to say.
Tell me about my first fight.
For your first match, we'll start you off against a mighty ogre. I'll be watching your style closely to see how you
Good.
fare. Impress me,
My
and
style
I'll
is
take you
shoot
to
him
the
with a
top.
gun.
Even our great champions start out against the ogre. Take Raging Ox, who danced around the beast singing drunkenly to earn the crowd's favor, or the Ravager, who defeated him in a single blow. I should take a moment and explain the system we use here.
Yes, please explain the procedures here.
I like to keep things simple and organized. Any other way, and things get more convoluted than the celestial court on the Emperor's birthday. When you're ready for your match,
This guy's got
ask me
very
about
interesting
it, and I'll give you a
vocabulation.
quick summary of your opponent. I'll be setting up your matches, of course. Various enchantments woven in
There's
this
kinda like,
place keep the fights from being deadly. But
people
they're
in
no
Wicked,
less
right?
real. You'll feel the pain if you don't keep your defense up. Are you ready to get started?
Yes, let's begin.
Excellent. Follow me and we'll get you ready for your next match.
A new warrior does battle with the Beast.
That was an impressive beginning. Normally I'd have started you off against something easier, but
You are the late one. Hello, Knight.
potential. You've caught the eyes of the other fighters as well. Go ask them if you don't believe me.
That really was a fantastic bout.
Beating the ogre's nothing special. I could have done better bound and blinded.
Sometimes you don't even need to ask. One fight does not make a champion, though. There are many more opponents ahead of you. Let's move on, shall we?
Tell me about my next... nothing more I need from you, Kui.
Be sure to return when you're ready to continue your climb through the qualifying round.
Yeah, Knight, mostly we've been just talking about this game. There hasn't been,
Anything is better than
Pillars and
waiting around
Terminates,
in
but
the
there is
camp.
that. Alright.
You go away. Sungbu very
Okay.
busy thinking.
The brothers Sung greet our fellow combatant warmly. I am Sung Bo, this is my little brother Bu, and my older brother Sui.
Am I gonna fight you all at once? Is that the gimmick for you guys?
Introductions merely clutter the mind.
I don't think they was bothering you, Sui. It's Bo being talked to.
Do not worry too much about us, though. There are many fights between you and the Sung brothers, but we shall humor your questions.
Can we talk about some of the fighters around here?
You'll only deal with the lower ranks at this point. Bother us about fighters when you advance to a respectable level.
Oh, okay. It's like about the city in general.
We don't know nothing about the army.
Please excuse Brother Boo. He occasionally feels the need to speak on things to which he has not given his full attention.
Can you answer some questions about the city?
We should not discuss the city, brother, while we are within its bounds.
Do the stars show the dragons in ascension again? Then we should not speak of the city for now. The very topic is risky. Please accept our apologies. I'm certain one of the others would be happy to tell you about the city.
This is just kind of rude. That's all I needed from you three for now.
Oh yes, we shall see you around.
Out of all the BioWare arenas, which is the better and worse one for you? I don't know. I haven't given that much thought. I mean, I guess just by virtue of me not having any like memory of it, the Orzammar one is the worst. But I only say that because I just don't remember it. KOTOR might be my favorite just because of I like what's his name? Deadeye Duncan? Is that the guy who sucks?
You look a shade better than the usual cowardly dogs we get
But
through here.
maybe this is the best arena just because we get these characterization bits for all of the other fighters.
Iron Soldier's the name, though everyone just calls me Soldier. You may as well do the same. If I waste time talking to you, it's because I can respect that you're prepared to lose terribly in the arena.
I'm talking about which one's most fun, then maybe Veilguard, just because Veilguard's combat is the most energetic and works well in an arena setting. But the arena itself isn't that interesting. It's just fights. I think what elevates an arena for this impromptu ranking or thinking about ranking is the surrounding context for it. And I think because there's so much other surrounding story stuff, Jade Empire might be the best one. I say Veilguard is the worst one because it quite literally just an arena and fighting. Yeah, well, I mean, it's funny because I just said that because the gameplay is the most fun. It might be good, but yeah. KOTOR's really good because of Deadeye Duncan. What a funny loser. But yeah, Jade Empire is better because it is more involved and has a lot of story. Yeah, I think that's... Veilguard had an arena. Yeah, with the... It was like the one thing that the fucking... completely blanking on their name. Isabella's pirate faction. I'm completely blanking on what they're called. But yeah, they have an arena, and that's like the one thing that you can do in their zone because they're super minor. Great minds think alike, Mr. Ekubazer. Yeah. Are you always this belligerent?
Given half the chance, yes.
Lords of Fortune, yes. Okay, yeah.
You don't need to talk to me. There are some people who call the way I operate walking the low path, but they're fools.
Tell me more about the low path.
Talking about the low path is an attempt to deride the philosophy of those of us who see the truth. There's no real altruists in this world. Just people who explain their actions with reasons that are easily palatable to the masses. I refuse to kowtow to those kind of lies. I'm a warrior. People either challenge me and grow stronger, or run away like weaklings.
And that philosophy can't earn you many friends.
Like I care. It's in my nature to rail against simpering fools, and by being true to the discord I cause, I'm made that much stronger. That's all there is to it. I'm not here to hash this over with you. If you want that, go bother the scholars or one of those saps in the Black Leopard School on the hill.
I want to ask you some questions.
Haven't you figured it out yet? I don't like you.
All right.
You're nothing more than a worm, and I don't talk to worms. Now go on and leave me alone. We've got nothing to talk about.
I'll talk to you later, soldier.
Good. Go bother someone else.
Where is Fang?
Fascinating. How very interesting to meet you. Fate may have robbed me of my sight at a young age, but I can still sense the energy within your meridians. Impressive, and yet somewhat strange.
Hello, I am blind. Okay. What's strange about my energy?
I don't know what it is about you exactly, but I would say you have been trained like no other warrior in this place. What I do know is that several of the techniques pioneered by what we call the new schools would have astonishing effects on one with your energy.
Fang is operative where you talk to Breeze on platform above the arena. Okay. Pioneers, what we call the new schools. What were the new schools of what?
Allow me a formal introduction. I am Dr. An, acupuncturist. You are one of the arena's contestants, are you not? I hear talk that you are one of the most promising new contenders.
That is true, I am the most promising.
But I should not prattle on at you. What do you need from me?
Show me what you have to sell.
Of course, have a look.
Yeah, give me some acupuncture. Well, this one, no downsides here. I don't really use intimidation. All right. Let's see. Also, update on the Kingmaker playthrough. I'm enjoying it more now after finishing the Season of Bloom quest, and I have now just been doing the Kingdom quest, and my advisor constantly pulled me aside to rank up. It's fun, but the building point limits are really grinding. I'm so poor and strapped for cash, and also I'm not a fan of how the building part, because it feels a bit disorganized. As the companions, I'm enjoying it far more. Letting it sit a bit, I really like them all. Yeah, I think the bit with the trolls is probably the weakest part of the game from what I remember. So once you're past that, Peak Avalon companion. So are you Robeck, are you referring to the one Avalon actually wrote, or is there someone else who is like more Avalon? Because I know he wrote Knock Knock, but I don't know. Like, I wouldn't call him Peak Avalon just because there's I would think of that as being something more about, like, I don't know, whatever, like, his most, like, you know, his biggest cliches are, and I don't think Knock Knock necessarily fits that.
Saw you out there in the ring. You got real potential. Even Fang was impressed. But that doesn't mean he wants you blocking his view, so back up. He comes here to watch the fights, not talk to the fighters. I guess he figures the more he talks to you, the less time you have to inflict.
Going back to pose, I forgot how bad Durance is. I really like Durance because he sucks so much. No, Knock Knock is his best work. I don't even need to defend this position. I think Kreia, but I understand. I do appreciate Knock Knock being a funny freak. I've got Fang's Imperial Ring.
How did you get... No, forget it. I don't want to know. You better go talk to Fang about that ring. Yeah, we don't want any part of this.
No, that's fine. It's just how long-winded he is. See, that is what I would... Being long-winded is what I would say peak Avalon.
I want more blood down there.
Sorry, hold on. Did this guy... I guess there's no bed, so they went somewhere else. I was like, did Fang and Breezes have sex on this, like, platform above the arena?
Damn those protective wards. This place needs more decapitation.
But no, there's no bed, so probably not. The whole point of Durance is that he is disgusting, and his quest conclusion is about how he was wrong about everything. Yeah, and I think that's part of what I think helps drive the character home as, like, an interesting character who is just a total piece of shit. Knock Knock is also great because I really do believe him when he says stuff like Longshanks speak too many words, which is funny because you said long dialogue is most Chris Avalon. Yeah.
Do you mind? How can I enjoy the crack of bone, the screams of pain, and the glorious geysers of crimson blood down in the arena with you bothering me? Or are you here to offer me your services for later? I generally prefer women, but I might branch out if a handsome man like you is willing to beg.
I want you to resign your post, Fang.
Is that so? Let me guess. Some sense of moral outrage at my perversions, no doubt. Well, my tastes are already well known at the Imperial Court. Nobody cares about my predilections, as long as I don't let my activities interfere with my duties as a judge.
Your activities cost you your Imperial ring.
My ring? But how... That harlot. I should have suspected something when she came to me willingly. Usually I have to command her presence. Well, it seems you have me in an awkward position. I can't let it be known that I was foolish enough to let a whore steal my ring. I would lose my position. So, what is it you want from me? Silver? An Imperial posting? What?
You're going to step down, Fang.
Of course. Now I understand. The Lotus Assassins are behind this, aren't they? I should have known something like this would happen. They tried to bend me to their will, but I'm not easily broken. Or so I thought. Are you proud of yourself? Bowing and scraping at the feet of your Lotus Assassin masters, helping them to bring me down?
I'm proud to get a man like you out of office.
You think I'm an evil man, don't you? You think my soul is rotten and corrupt. But at least I have a soul. The same cannot be said for those you now serve. The Lotus Assassins destroyed me. But now that I am gone, I wonder where their intention will turn next. Keep a close watch over your shoulder, friend. My resignation is on the table. Take it and stamp it with my Imperial ring yourself.
Cool. See ya. I do think that both of Adelon's companions and pillars suffer from having to trigger their quest advancement by resting. It might be organic, but it requires that you keep them in party and constantly check on them, which doesn't fit with how others work. I think the doesn't fit with how others work is probably the biggest barrier to that, or the biggest issue with that. Yeah, I mean, I think for part of the thing with Durance is that because he is the priest, because he's sort of the designated healer, I think that was sort of designed in a way that's sort of assuming that he would be a party mainstay, at least for a while. But also, he is deliberately extremely evil, so... Control's confusing, give me no option but killing them like I get in the middle of their base, and a guy says, why'd you kill us all? And you can say they killed your guys, and he quickly points out just because they did it doesn't mean we did it. You don't kill a murderer's family for being associated with him. And I'm like, yeah, of course, yet the game doesn't let me peacefully approach them or sneak to meet their leaders. In the end, it seems just a way so the player can choose between kobolds or trolls. Which, okay, I don't know why I couldn't resolve it peacefully when they literally said they wanted peace, but sure. I don't remember the details of that too much beyond just finding it not that interesting. I'm pretty sure there was an option. There is a peaceful resolution between them, but it requires specific stats or specific choices earlier to be made or something. Because I know there's some options where it's oh, this is only available for good players, or oh, this is only available for lawful players or something. And that might be one of those. Really quick. Have his resignation right here.
Usair Kokonato, Tanatia, Katanano,
Great.
Shafatoyo, Kokonato Siri Panonenico.
Well, I'm glad the job application went well. You honor me with this opportunity.
Ipanar Nuko Iwair, Nikasanarir, Iruro Ninua Sair Kana. Sata Tawa ear, Wonawa Fukuno Sukut near Awafawa ear Sutok. Usair Kokonato, Tanatia, Katanano, Shafatoyo, Kokonato Siri Panonenico.
What can I expect when I arrive?
Nikasurir Kwanano Kuni Ugnawata ear, Nick Nipier. Irkana, o Nikasurir Kwanano Kasairiru.
Oh, all right, and we're already back here. Okay then.
So, things are looking up. You've gained the favor of the Lotus Assassins.
Yeah, the free job or the free task actually paid off this time.
You can slip into the very heart of their lair. You could also go to the arena and seek the favor of the Executioner, but it isn't necessary now. A path to the Lotus Assassin Fortress is
I'll still do that anyway, because the arena's, you know.
And after we find the evidence against Death's Hand, you will take us to the palace to find Master Li?
Yep.
I promise,
Oh.
little Dawnstar. After we get what I want from the Lotus Assassins, the palace is the first place we
Goodbye,
will go.
Zoo.
You have permission, so there won't be any trouble
just
entering.
sneaks
It's
away
only
and
after we find
despawns.
evidence against Death's Hand that they might notice something is wrong.
Is there any Robeck? Is there anything? Because when we spoke to him earlier, he was, you know, there was. Did we basically finish? Did we finish what we needed to with him, or should I reload and try to? Because I feel like we did everything. It didn't look like there was anything else for him. We'll worry about that when the time comes.
It would still be good to get some information first. Sagacious Zoo might know something. We should ask him.
What?
Where is he?
Well, you should be more careful of who you trust.
That was final dialogue before the fortress. Okay, cool. Yeah, as long as we didn't miss anything critical with him. If I did that, none of you would be here.
That is true. I wouldn't trust any of the ragged homeless you have collected.
Excuse me, I think I'm technically ragged.
No offense meant to those of you who are actually homeless, Dawnstar.
Yeah, and me, Fox.
If Sagacious Zoo has gone to warn the Lotus
Dawnstar and I
Assassins,
have
we
the
need to move
same
quick.
home that
He's
it was
just
lost.
wrong.
What are you
He's
talking
no
about?
longer our concern.
Zoo would not turn on us.
The Lotus Assassin Fortress is in the far end of the necropolis. They shouldn't give you any trouble. Just appear confident as you enter.
I'm gonna do the task for the other recruiter first.
The Executioner in the arena will want you to demonstrate your ability as a combatant. Finish with him and hurry back.
You own the skyboat, that's a home. The dragonfly? That is a real cramped home. Anything you want to discuss before I get moving? Anything personal?
I don't understand. You've gained the favor of the Lotus Assassins with a fair amount of ease. What else is there to speak of? Is there something you are wondering?
Tell me about yourself. I want to know about you.
About me? I am Princess Sun Lian, the Heavenly Lily. What more are you worthy of knowing?
Tell me about your childhood.
I do not remember ever being allowed to just be a child. My mother died when I was born, shortly before the end of the long drought and the fall of my uncles. I was in the care of tutors too afraid to punish me and too ingratiating to teach me anything useful. I quickly found ways to sneak away from the palace. They dared not report my excursions for fear they would be punished. They would scurry around all day trying in vain to find me.
Yeah, 10 minutes of Bioware dialogue. I think it's going to be more than 10 minutes, Knight. Everyone settle in. Isn't that a dangerous thing for a young girl to do?
Yes, it was. I didn't fully understand the risk and made some mistakes. But in the end, what I have become is a result of that. In the city, I met the people. The peasants, the homeless, the thieves. It was a much different world from what you see from the palace. They never realized who I was. I'm sure they would have been terrified of the army storming in to rescue me. Most just wanted to be left alone. That life was exciting, but also useful. Even Lotus Assassins overlook the beggar on the street, but she still has eyes and ears.
Is just standing there thinking going away or sitting might be rude. Yeah, we had a group meeting, and then suddenly, like, without ending the meeting, I'm just like, hey, Silk Fox, let's just start talking about your childhood. And they're like, is this meeting adjourned? What are we doing? Tell me about Silk Fox.
Ah, the shadow behind my public self. How else can a curious princess learn what really happens in her domain? I don't have time to interpret the veiled statements of advisors, so I became a thief, an assassin, whatever I needed to be.
So you've just straight up killed
Speak
people.
to the princess. Bad news kills the messenger first. Silk Fox knows how to persuade. That is how I learned about the activities of Death's Hand.
No one notices that you were gone for such lengthy periods?
There are many excuses for a vain princess to retreat from sight for days, even weeks at a time. My father encourages such getaways. And if courtiers ever discovered that I was not where I said I would be, who would dare question the Heavenly Lily? I may eschew the formality of it, but being the daughter of the Emperor still has its privileges.
Tell me about your time at court.
I do not like to speak about that. I try to avoid the court as much as possible. It is filled with sycophants pandering to the fancies of my father, with little or no concern to their own dignity. It is distasteful.
I think you would do well at court.
I can handle myself better than any of the fancy courtiers who attempt to match me. I know that someday the court will be mine to rule. When I succeed my father, there will be quite a cleaning out. But with Death's Hand manipulating him, that day seems less and less likely.
You're staying really far away from each other for a private conversation. Yeah, we're shouting across the courtyard to each other, and again, everyone else is like, "What's? Tell me about your first love." I shout with everyone in earshot.
It would be very improper for someone of my standing to say anything, unless you make me a little more comfortable. I have already shared something of myself. Can you tell me something about you? Is there anyone that you care for?
Do you like me? Yes, no. Dawnstar is of great interest to me. Let's go. We're doing redacted poly romance. I kind of don't want to do that, Roback. I don't know. I mean, the fact that is the extra wrinkle there is really. I think out of them all, I like Silk Fox the most. Dawnstar is cool, but you were right that most of her dialogue is just similar beats, which is fine because it's her getting through it. But yeah, I think it is interesting actually that because you were saying no, I had everything option. Well, no, there is an option for that because you were saying like, oh, you only get Sky if you reject both women as a dude, but you can say Sky here, which is interesting. I don't know. Dawnstar is of great interest to me.
I thought as much. She is simple in many respects. I do not mean that as an insult, really. Sometimes I wish I could be as honest about who I am. There are times when the line blurs between the Heavenly Lily and Silk Fox. I am no longer certain of which I truly am.
You are Princess Sun Lian, but that does not mean you are any less deserving of being happy.
I should not be ungrateful. Everything in my life is dedicated solely to making me happy, but I am at odds with so much. I am always behind a mask, not just when I am Silk Fox. I am not allowed to show an interest in politics, defending the Empire, or even spontaneous affection. You were amusing at first, but now I am drawn further than I meant to be.
Oh, he's getting another opportunity here. Oh no, okay. Gotcha. Wait. Are all of these... Tradition can be maintained without restraining people. As the Heavenly Lily, you can make certain of it.
I have tried to make a place for myself. It was difficult, but I have succeeded, despite Death's Hand, or my father, or what people think. The Jade Empire has had strong female leaders before. Most met with unfortunate ends. At critical junctures, they were abandoned. Whatever I decide, about the Empire or about you, can I count on you to be here?
Always.
You asked me about my first love. It was the Empire and its people. There might be room for another, given time and effort. I don't think I will shatter any grand conventions of the Empire by courting outside the list of pockmarked nephews of statesmen. You and I will have much to discuss after we have restored my father. I am looking forward to it.
I want to go back to my other questions.
I will answer what I can, but...
Okay, goodbye for now.
do not hesitate for too long. Sagacious Zoo's sudden flight has made our task somewhat more urgent.
It's weird because option 1 is a... That was a declaration of love, by the way. Okay, well, I guess I did... You mean from me? I guess I am doing the incest threesome, the unintended incest threesome then. Oh well. God damn it. Hate it when you're playing a video game and you trip and fall into an incest threesome.
Be careful in the Lotus Assassin Fortress. They may not know you are an enemy, but they could still be dangerous.
I don't want to talk. Your feelings are very important to me.
We are much closer to finding our master, but the path you are forced to take worries me. And I don't think the princess shares my concern.
Spoilers? Yeah, we've been...
I've faced these Lotus Assassins in small numbers before, but this is something different.
I understand. It is gaining their favor that concerns you.
I see the necessity of walking in their steps to fool them, but I am growing accustomed to you, and I don't want to see this change you.
Really? What do you like about me now?
You embarrass me with such forward questions, but I think I like that as well. It bothers me that you risk so much to walk in the shadow of the enemy. You found a way to appease the Lotus Assassins while sparing Minister Shang. Will you be able to hide your honor?
I did Sarah deck this on you. Yeah, no, I
don't want to win if it claims the good.
I did just outright say it.
We sacrifice what we believe to get it.
This is worse than that time Gale told me he wanted to show me a magic trick. I mean, at least you can more clearly back out. I'm concerned as well. I promise I will not become as they are.
I know you won't, but it still does my heart good to hear it. The more I know about you, the more I want you to stay as you are. It would be a shame for something to happen when we are becoming close. We will talk again. I know everything will work out just fine.
Goodbye.
Don't go too far. I'd get lost in this city. I know it.
Yeah, Knight, we were talking earlier. It is and we were praising later BioWare games for having a very obvious heart icon under the romance things.
What do you want?
Are you all right with the demons inside you?
They don't come out very much. The Guardian protects me and keeps the other inside. When the other tries to get out, it feels like my head is going to tear itself apart.
This must be very hard on you.
Yes, but the Guardian has always been with me, and I trust him. The other one has been there too, but smaller. They won't say why. They say we have to be with you now.
Why did you choose her? Oh, oh, so we're just outright saying that. So many, once again, so many reveals in this game that come out very nonchalantly. This is not presented as a big moment. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, she died. She's dead. Fucking Armored Titan, Colossal Titan reveal going on here. Wildflower is dead?
Ha! You care too much for this whelp.
Okay, so don't mention that she's dead. Don't tell her that she's dead. Hey, did you know you're dead? Do you feel any spirits here?
There are spirits everywhere here in the city. Ghosts live inside of the people who remember them, just a little. Everyone has that spark, except for me. I have no one inside of me, except for the Guardian and the other. But some of these people, the ghosts inside them cause so much pain.
What do you see in those people?
The ones that hurt? Spirits have such sad stories. People don't know though. All they understand is that they feel bad, but they don't know why. When you feel bad for no reason, you might have touched one of them. The city is old, so old, and so many people have lived and died here. There's spirits everywhere. I guess I can understand why so many of them feel so bad all the time. But we shouldn't talk about this so much. Who knows how much will draw their attention. We should keep going. Is there anything else you...
It's time you and I had a talk, mortal. You've been paying too much attention to this girl's problems and...
Enough with these female companions. I need to know how Ho feels about his wife. Nope, we're gonna fight a demon first, I think. What are you talking about?
The girl is already dead. She's a walking corpse. She's nothing to anyone. What I want is the body. I need an anchor, and this little walking meat puppet can provide that. But Chaikar, gives me trouble. He's in my way. He's weak, but the girl sides with him. To take control, I need your help, and I'm willing to offer servitude for it.
I won't let you harm this girl.
Ha! You say that now, but when the time comes, we'll see how much power tempts you. And if you continue to refuse, I still have ways to get my revenge.
ونوير كبث إير تنير أككن أسو سيير سكوت أثيثير نوني وسوكي بارير نوكاسيسا إير سونكوت نوا باتيا يير ني أك.
It is interesting how Jade Empire doesn't have a specific location or moment for these reveals, and it does happen nonchalantly. I wonder how intentional it is. It might be to some extent a budgetary thing, just because it is easier to like do that development wise. I mean, again, a lot of this stuff I feel like there's definitely some of this that I missed. What was it? Oh yeah, so Wildflower. I think Wildflower it suffers a little bit from the shortness of this game as a character, because I feel like she doesn't get to be her own character very much. Like the three characters living within her body are all kind of archetypical rather than getting to be that fleshed out, which is a bit of a shame. Like, she just is child, and then good spirit, and then bad spirit. But I mean, talk about archetypical though. Have you ever considered settling down?
Tried that once, but it didn't work out. Prefect Mu Hong pledged his daughter Mishan to me after I cleared his district of bandits. She wasn't ugly, so I agreed. The night of the wedding feast, I got more than a little drunk, and in the morning I woke up in the prefect's bed, next to the prefect's wife.
That's one way to get to know your new family.
I got up and went into my bride's room, and there was a strange man in her bed. I killed the bastard and was about to kill her when Mishan came into the room yelling. Apparently, I had just killed her sister's husband and was about to kill her sister. I tried to tell her it was an honest mistake, but she wouldn't hear it.
Makes sense because the spirits in Jade Empire are embodiments of their role, and Wildflower being a kid means she doesn't have a fully formed personality. Well, yeah, it's just like, yeah. I mean, it's fine. I just think that, like, you know, I'm just noticing that so much of my getting to know Wildflower dialogue is just all about her spirit situation and, like, nothing about what her life was like when she was still alive. Is more what I mean. You killed your wife's brother-in-law by mistake?
The brother-in-law's family was pissed, and so was the prefect when he found out about his wife. They tried to subdue me so they could send me to prison. I killed them all swiftly. None of them suffered. Still, Mishan wouldn't leave with me. She kept crying and complaining about her family. Family life just isn't for me.
You know what? I'll agree with that. That is by far the most stupid thing I've ever heard. I say,
whatever.
Again. He keeps topping the stupidest thing, I guess.
Always happy to help. What do you need?
What's on your mind right now?
I was thinking about a story my father once told me. He was a scoundrel, but he could spin a fine yarn when he wasn't robbing caravans. Have you ever heard the tale of the Eternal Companions?
Can't say I have. What brought it to mind?
The Eternal Companions were a group of warriors that traveled the ancient kingdoms, well before the formation of the Empire. They were said to be giants, to know styles no one could match, to always appear to offer their services to a kingdom when times were worst.
Were these warriors real?
The tales are too fantastic to be accurate. Though I'm sure the Black Whirlwinds tried at least once, no one can actually cleave a mountain in two. What made me bring this up was just a simple thought. Were these companions real people once? Were they just like us? Something tells me they were, but not in the way you'd expect. You know how legends tend to grow in the telling? I think they also absorb other tales as they go.
You think what we're doing is just another version of the tale?
I doubt it. For instance, we have yet to wipe out a rival kingdom. Failing that, I'm a bit shy of 12 feet tall. The point is that when things are wrong, people believe that someone will do something about it. Whether we succeed or not, we are those someones right now. More importantly, you're the someone. You're the real reason we're together. And I worry about how much of this rides on your shoulders. What I'm really trying to say is that we're all with you until this thing is finished. I just hope you can draw some strength from that.
Thank you, Sky.
Anytime. I hate to wax morbid, but this is serious business. Now, shouldn't you be talking to Dawn Star instead of me? I've seen the way that girl looks at you.
I
She
assume
deserves a little
is
attention.
this officially locked out of his romance, which I wasn't gonna do anyway, but still, I feel like that's I feel like that's a sign for that. It's just me, or is Sky really Nathan Fillion coded? He is, which makes it very funny that they used Nathan Fillion for someone else.
Yes? How can this humble bun master assist you today?
Alright, I am ready for misogyny. Let's go. Why don't you just leave your wife, ho? Start over.
My prescient pretty has an uncanny knack for derailing my plans, in case you haven't already noticed. I have tried several times to leave, but it always fails miserably. Some say there are spirits out there that masquerade as people, and I suspect she may be one of them. She has my soul, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Being married to a spirit could have its advantages.
One time, I tried to sneak away while she was delivering a special order of buns to her uncle's family. As I started to leave, I slipped on some oil and broke my arm. Still, I put my arm in a sling and was continuing on my way when I was run down by a rogue bun cart. When I came to, my wife had returned and was in a foul mood. Apparently, everyone she had visited died from food poisoning. But why not her? I mean, I'm sure she ate at least one of the buns I sent.
You're saying the buns were poisoned?
I am saying no such thing. It is simply my lot in life to be given into the care of a demon whose sole sustenance comes from sucking the very life from my body and soul. Soup, anyone?
Uh-huh. Okay, thanks. That's all for now.
Here scrubbing your pots until you call upon me again.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Glad to hear about the time that you murdered an entire group of people because you were trying to kill your wife. Or manslaughtered, whatever. Okay.
His own master died at his hands, and he had fellow students kidnapped and tortured just because
I really really need to know which BioWare writer made Ho. I just need to know. I wonder, because I know it's pretty well documented which BioWare writers wrote companions for, like, which companions for the Mass Effect and Dragon Age series. I wonder if they've ever done a breakdown of Jade Empire like that.
Please, Purveyor, don't send me in there. I'm scared those things will see me before I can get into the cave. Please, don't make me do it.
Quernurk apayir. Quernurk kakanir. Mo wogirika titarir koni of atarir.
No! I will go. Please don't hurt my mother. I'll get the artifact for you. I promise.
Siyir sukut af knewo kup kipsitir sunurk.
The
What a
city can
dick.
be a harsh place for children, but we don't have time to help them all.
Alright, but this did happen right in front of us, Silk Fox, so...
What do you want? You're working for Purveyor Shuji, aren't you? Please don't tell him I haven't gone yet. I'm going now, even though it will probably get me killed.
Calm down, I'm not with the Purveyor.
I'm sorry, I'm just a little upset. I'm Jinlin. Is there something you want?
I saw what happened earlier. I'd like to help you.
Thanks, but I need to find a way to kill spirits. Purveyor Shuji wants me to fetch an artifact from an emperor's tomb in the necropolis, but it's filled with ghosts. The Purveyors... He threatened to sell my mom.
I have to ask, what do you think of dialogue indicators like questions and romances in RPGs like BioWare? I mean, I think they're fine. I think especially because I think resorting to the dialogue wheel made them necessary. Just because the dialogue wheel condenses options so much into you know, into summary. Ah, that person just phased through me. So I think, like, yeah, with the dialogue wheel, I think those sort of indicators can be necessary in order to make sure that you actually say what you mean to say. If to do the same thing for a list like this is probably I think it depends. Yeah, Robeck, depends on how well dialogue options themselves are written. Yeah, because I mean, you know, as we've seen in this game, sometimes it's like, you know, saying always to Silk Fox feels like it could be romantic or not, and that could have done with a either more clear wording or, but also some of the wording is very overtly. Like, way too overt. I think that the like, I think that it can be the case that sometimes a shorter line that isn't necessarily indicative of romantic intent when you are reading it from a list could use like a flirt indicator that is like sort of better written as dialogue someone would say than something that is more overt as a dialogue option. And there is a way in which clarity on that can feel weird and stunted, which we've seen a bit with some of the options towards Dawnstar in this game. To be fair, always was followed by "you can rely on me as a friend," so that's mostly your fault. Yeah, fair enough. Additionally, I think trying to make the dialogue lines more clear can remove the flavor they have. Yeah, I think I think that's in line with kind of what I was saying. I think, yeah, like if something that can be interpreted with different tones, but is better written with more, you know, the writing of the line itself would work better being sort of vaguer, then that does help having the indicator. Anyway, this little girl's... I've been staring at this little girl and nodding for like 5 minutes. Can I ask you some questions?
Sure. What do you want to know?
Why are you working for the Purveyor?
My father worked for Purveyor Shuji until he died. He left last week to retrieve the same artifact for the Purveyor. The ghosts must have killed him. When my father disappeared, he had some of the Purveyor's equipment. Now Purveyor Shuji says we must repay him. My mother works for him, but I don't know where he's taken her. And I have to sneak around ghosts and other beasts to fetch
You
the
hate
Purveyor's
DOS 2 second-person options you can interpret however you like. Well, it's not the interpretability that I dislike about those options. It is the distancing of it. And I think that in games like... I would use Pillars of Eternity or the Pathfinder games as counterexamples to that, where I think there are more options that can be interpreted with a variety of intents that are still sort of clear, where that doesn't run into the same problem. I think the issue is that sometimes the scripts are written assuming romance too strongly. It should be a shift of track to the romance and not a shift of track away from it. Yeah, that makes sense, Alex. That is, and I think as game romances have evolved, that has become more the case. Although, for something like Baldur's Gate 3, it plays as like the characters themselves have become interested in you, and they are the ones approaching you. So that's that, and there's sort of a difference in how that feels between that and this. But no, I don't necessarily think that I would say Original Sin 2's version is, at least in my preferences, better. Okay, tell me more about this artifact.
I only know what Shuji told me, and that's not much. He called it a pestle and mortar. It's a bowl and a mixer, I think. He said it had something to do with a recipe. I don't know if you use it to make something, or if the recipe is in the bowl already. Anyway, the purveyor is very interested in it. I've never seen him so anxious.
Perhaps I could get rid of the ghosts for you.
Really? It would be very dangerous, and I don't have anything to give you in return. Are you sure you want to do this?
I can't allow you to do this on your own.
Thank you. You are very kind. My father would have liked you, I think. He was brave like you are. The tomb is over in the necropolis. The door is locked, but I can sneak inside and open it. I just have to be careful not to alert the ghosts. If you really think you can get rid of the ghosts, I'll head over to the tomb and wait for you there.
I'll be there shortly.
Great! I'll wait by the steps of the Emperor's tomb. I'm sure you'll find it easily enough. See you soon, I hope.
With regards to Baldur's Gate 3 Night, it makes characters feel weird, like some would be into you, but I can't imagine most would be jumping on you after getting mindworms and other things happening. To be fair, not all of them do. I mean, there's different degrees of it, Like, Lae'zel is just very brief, sort of immediate, like, listen, I just want to hook up, and then it evolves from there. Shadowheart, you don't actually have sex until the end. So, there's variation there.
Welcome. Did someone from the Black Leopard School send you? No, I suppose you don't.
You alright, man?
Their students.
This guy's hotboxing is...
Well, no matter. If you're looking for weapons, I have quite a good selection and reasonable rates. Would you like to see what I have for sale?
Yes, I would.
Here you go. There's quite a lot, so take your time.
Okay. It's called blacksmithing. You wouldn't understand. I mean, look, I understand blacksmithing. It's just the visual of opening the door and a plume of smoke coming out. I mean, blacksmitheries have chimneys for a reason, right? By iron, all right. All right, I'll do this because I don't have the. All right. I cynically think that people like the BG3 cast so much because they find that attention flattering. Well, but that is far from a Baldur's Gate 3 exclusive like trait for party members. I mean, and you know, you want to see that kind of ego flattery, like, you know, look at like the design documents for fucking Planescape Torment. That shit's like embarrassing to the degree that they describe like what they describe the like player flattery thing as being.
Good day, citizen. Seems like the Imperial Army can't be trusted with even the simplest of tasks these days. If you find yourself needing directions, I or any of the other guards will be happy to help. We have to do something to pass the time.
Sort of kind of waste of money since we have gun and we'll get best sword later in the game by picking it from the floor. Well,
Excuse me, out of my way. I've got to get these buns to the Scholars Garden quick.
to be fair, the Planescape design documents are written from Mort's voice, so it's meant. I think it's meant to be a bit edgier than, but still. There's like a thing where it's like,
I seem to recall you rather
oh boy.
enjoyed my strutting at one time, old woman.
Just now, you'll offend the gods of decency. This poor traveler's likely to think that the Imperial City is full of indecent folk.
I'm glad we see a long-term marriage that's loving here.
Is there anything we can help you with? We've got fresh buns. Just made them myself.
This is wife good, it seems. Finally. Do you mind if I ask you some questions?
Talk. That's all people want to do. I don't get paid to talk. I sell buns. That's what I do.
Ha! No time to talk, he says. The only time you're ever quiet is when you're eating one of my buns. Now be polite and answer some questions.
Who are you two? What are you doing here?
We're members of the local traveling circus. I'm a fire eater and Lena is a juggler. We just sell buns on the side to make a little extra silver.
Junda, could you try to be civil?
Well, alright, maybe I spoke a little bit too soon? I don't know.
This buffoon of a man is Junda, and I am Lena, his wife, as he is fond of reminding me. We sell buns here in the city. Well, I bake, and he sells.
I don't know. Maybe I'm too. Maybe Ho's got me too on edge. I think this is supposed to be loving banter. What can you tell me about the Imperial City?
There is much to tell about the city, but we do need to sell the buns while they're fresh. Perhaps you could be more specific?
Nah.
Yes.
I should be going. They obviously don't have anything to say about Lee or Death's Hand.
Don't mind him. He just takes a while to get used to. Much like an ache in the bones if it lasts long enough. Eventually, you learn to ignore it. Good day to you.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they aren't the model marriage.
Sung Tao, I'm doing Why would the governor want to accuse you of doing this, Sung Tao?
Okay, who's Jitong? What's the quest for this?
Good day, sir. Are you the new investigator I sent for?
What are you trying to do right now? Just
Just
cleaning up other quests.
From the ministry. Oh, this is terrible. Everyone I send for disappears. There are powers at work.
Yeah. This is a new one.
Means to control.
I recognize the name. I recognized his name, so that's why I was like, wait, were we told about him from someone else? What's up, Lyrian? I have to ask if this sounds right. So people think Lyrian can make a good Dragon Age game, and I think the reason some say that is because people either A, think Dragon Age is meant to be like a Lyrian game, or B, that BG3 is the natural evolution of what Dragon Age Origins is going for. Also, this is obviously not recognizing that Swen is trying to make Ultima 7, but different and not Dragon Age. I think that the reason for that is because just like the party, the style of party, and also sort of bringing back more like crunchier RPG mechanics than later Dragon Ages. I think that's where that comes from. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting because, like, I was gonna say Larian wasn't really that interested in like societal stories in the same way that Dragon Age was, but that is they did kind of attempt that with Divinity. But they didn't attempt that nearly as much. They went much further in character focus for Baldur's Gate 3, as I've discussed. Who are you?
I am Prefect Jitang. It is my duty to ensure that convicted criminals in the city are sentenced appropriately. But there are complications with my current trial. I have in my custody a suspected slave trader, Chandler Ling. But one of the high-ranking ministers...
Is that a deliberate Friends reference? Isn't the Friends Chandler named Chandler Bing, or am I wrong?
The man they want to accuse, Scholar Sun Tao, is a friend of mine, and I'm certain of his innocence. I need you to find proof so I can present it to the Minister of Justice.
Alright, where should I start?
So, you'll help me? That's wonderful. All I need, really, is proof. Proof that Ling is indeed involved with the slave traders. If I can't prove Ling's guilt, I'll be forced to sentence Song Tao to death. But every time I ask someone to discover the truth, they disappear or turn up dead. Our best lead is Zibao, the last person known to have spoken with Ling before his arrest.
I constantly talk of selling Dragon Age, Mass Effect IP to Larian or Owlcat with no respect to those artists as anything other than vehicles for reviving their imagined version of Bioware. Yeah, people... Yeah, far too many people have that kind of attitude with things. How much money do you have ready to make Dragon Age a true Obsidian game? I mean, look, I genuinely would, like, broadly speaking, I think it's cool. The idea is cool of seeing what Owlcat or Larian or Obsidian would do with a Mass Effect or Dragon Age or whatever. But that would be those artists' spins on those series, not like reviving the true version of it or whatever. Okay, want to know more about Scholar Song Tao?
I've known Scholar Song Tao for several years. His uncle and my father were good friends. I only wish I knew why the governor wants him accused of this crime. If you want to know more about Song Tao, you should speak with him yourself.
Obsidian should go back to the roots and make sequels to Bioware games. I mean, that is kind of the root of what I was saying. Yeah, I mean... But I guess, I mean, I do think that the having to make KOTOR 2 continuous with KOTOR 1 and then SWTOR continuous with both of them ended up in basically the Star Wars sequel trilogy scenario before the Star Wars sequel trilogy of, like, just swerving between different creative visions in a way that, like, kind of completely messed up the third one, even though I think the first two are very interesting in their own rights. Tell me more about Chandler.
Chandler Ling is a well-respected businessman and merchant here in the city. Until recently, I had no reason to suspect him of any wrongdoing. When I investigated Ling's shop, I found a valuable knife that I had purposely entrusted to one of my men, a man who has since disappeared. Chandler Ling had a knife belonging to a man whose body couldn't be found. That was all the evidence I required.
What is Zibao's connection to Chandler Ling?
I have no idea. The two men were seen together before we arrested Ling, but I have no other information about Zibao. He spends most of his time in the heart of the Empire Tavern, and he doesn't seem to have dealings with anyone else besides Chandler Ling. I know if I went to speak with him, I would get nowhere, but you could speak to him without raising suspicion.
Tell me about the slave traders.
I wish there was something concrete I could tell you. They're like a whisper on the wind or a shifting shadow. You think you see something, and then there's nothing. Whoever is behind the slavers must have a great deal of power. To remain that invisible is a hard thing to do.
I think what Obsidian did a lot was support and add something new to a Bioware game. KOTOR 2 would not be great without KOTOR 1, but is also new, if that makes sense. I think that does make sense. Yeah, it's an interesting expansion while still doing its own thing. Which personally, my I guess like hot take about the sequel trilogy is that Last Jedi did not throw out what Force Awakens set up nearly as much as people say. It just ran with, it just like evolved things in a less expected direction. But then Rise of Skywalker did just abandon stuff. Misclick. SWTOR failed on a fundamental level of being an MMO that tried to have 8 different main stories that existed on framework of mediocre gameplay. Everything bad about SWTOR is because it is an MMO, and everything good about it is in spite of it being an MMO. That's my big... I don't know if I should even say this, just because if I do this, it'll take like at least 1 full calendar year to do. But I am considering doing like a full 8-class all-expansion SWTOR analysis video. I'm considering it. I'm not announcing this, I'm not confirming this, I'm considering it. But again, this would take fucking forever to actually do. Alright, I'll go find Zbao. In fairness, Force Awakens also set up very, very little solid information. Yeah, I think it set up stuff that is
we lose our last connection to Ling.
Force Awakens...
Do we have time to deal with this? I didn't agree to join you so we could solve everyone else's problems.
Alright. Well, maybe I should swap you out then. I bet Dawnstar wouldn't care. I mean, no, she wouldn't. She literally wouldn't. What the hell? Yeah, no, I think what Force Awakens set up was definitely relatively malleable. In a way that people kind of, in a way that I think people sort of retroactively forget. I mean, for one thing, people are like, how come Luke Skywalker left a map to his location if the point of him going to Ahch-To was to die and he didn't want anyone to find him? And I'm like, did they ever actually say that Luke himself left that map to him? Or is it just that is the map he used to find Ahch-To in the first place? That is, and then it's retracing his steps. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's more in line with what the movie actually, like, or at the very least, that is a viable way of looking at it. Confirmed Ecobazar YouTuber says he'll make a video on SWTOR, and if he doesn't, he should be punished. No! Knight, that's entrapment. Oh no, I don't want to do that yet. Right, Black Leopard School is the... One thing that makes me sad is that while SWTOR class stories would make great standalone games, most wouldn't be greenlighted. Yeah, I think yeah. A lot of the class stories are pretty good. They don't say either of those things. Well, yeah. What I mean, that is arguably more my point. Like, they don't clarify that.
You think you've seen this person,
so it's like it's open for that to have been the case.
The authorities at once. If you think you've seen this person, you must report it to the...
I think most character assassination stuff that people accuse Last Jedi of happened to Force Awakens, or people just didn't think about it. Yes. I agree. Also, I don't think it's character assassination, really, at least for Luke. Yeah, no, I don't think there's any character assassination really in Last Jedi. And for more explanation on why, you can watch my very, very first YouTube video. Yeah, Force Awakens is a foundation of sand. I think it's a little bit stronger than that, but definitely... Like, it basically, like, The Last Jedi needed to swerve as much as it did, and then people got upset.
This is the Ministry Hostel? Where do they...
Have you heard the news? Judge Fang is gone, and his replacement is none other than... me! Minister Sheng finally gets his just reward. Or should I say, Judge Sheng?
You have a YouTube channel? Don't tell anybody, hell up. There definitely isn't character assassination in The Last Jedi. It's just that people fell in love with Luke from the EU. Again, part of my thesis statement of that. Yeah, Mr. Sheng is back. Congratulations, Sheng. You've earned it.
Yes, Judge Sheng has earned it. After the suffering of my great exile, the Imperial City welcomes me back to its bosom. Please excuse me. Judge Sheng really doesn't have the time to chat. I must make preparations for my transfer back to the Imperial City.
Back to the Imperial... You're here. What do you mean? You're here, Shang. Force Awakens just pushes pieces to the place they need to be to recreate New Hope conflict. Yeah. Yeah, if there should be, because I basically I think the whole thing about like oh the prequel nostalgia wave being kicked off by arguably the Clone Wars show, and we don't really have an equivalent of that for the sequel trilogy because I think Disney's afraid to touch it, and they're not willing to like make the show that would actually help like rehabilitate the era in the way that they needed to. But if they were to do like a proper show that really leans into the idea of the New Republic as like an attempt to revert to normalcy, that like they rush through that and fail to uproot the Empire, and if they really lean into the commentary of that, I feel like that could, and they won't because Bob Iger is a coward, but they would probably, like, I feel like that would be a lot more resonant in 2026 than the idea of it felt in 2015.
Hey, someone said you're dealing with the Assassins now. I'd be careful if I were you. They can be a nasty group. They don't bother us much, but I still wouldn't want to work with them. All right then. Goodbye.
That show is called Mando season 3 to 4. There are bits of that, but I feel like they're not. I feel like they need to really lean into it and focus on that. Also, there isn't going to be a Mando season 4, right? That's what the movie was.
Greetings, and welcome to the Scholar's Garden. I am Philosopher Xiao, one of the many masters you will see here during your visit. I see by your accoutrements that you are not from the Imperial City. I hope your visit here is one of fulfillment.
Also, Ahsoka. Yeah, Ahsoka does have those elements.
As Sagacious Tien once said, More valuable than silk are new friends in a foreign land. If you need
I hardly
anything,
agree with you. If
I would
Disney
be
did
glad to
that, the
assist
sequels
you.
would do so well. Like, I would love a plotline of a Force Order trooper dealing with being brainwashed. Yeah, well, yeah, having and having extra stuff, like having more of a dedicated Clone Wars-esque show in the sequel era would give that chance. I don't think prequels are good, but they at least had consistent vision, narrative rather than safe movie, failed attempt to do something ambitious, and panic attempt to undo last movie. Yeah, I mean, my personal rankings, my personal Star Wars movie rankings have Last Jedi. Like, basically, it's my rankings are the original trilogy up top, then Last Jedi in 4th place, and then it gets a little bit murky between Revenge of the Sith, Rogue One, and Force Awakens, and then, but Rise of Skywalker is at the very bottom, and then just above that are Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace. I think Revenge of the Sith is genuinely pretty decent, but the other prequels are not good. There's too much revisionism about those, at least. Solo is like above the prequels, probably. I count half the Book of Boba as Season 3 and Season 3 as Season 4. This is confusing on purpose. Fair enough. Technically, there was resistance, but they were stuck having no clue what the future was. Yeah, and that definitely hindered them, their ability to do that. Last Jedi in 4th place, bold, my man. I mean, when it's still after the original trilogy, and I feel like it's I think Last Jedi wastes too much time on uninteresting things. Yes, however, it wastes less amount of time with that than not. Like the last time I watched it, which was for my Luke video, I was like, oh, I actually remembered the Canto Bight stuff taking up more screen time, but it actually doesn't. Not as much. Still, yeah, very imperfect section. I really like Revenge of the Sith. I definitely like Revenge of the Sith most of the prequels. And a lot of it does work. But also, like, at this point, I am most... Like Revenge of the Sith's biggest problem, I think, is just completely shoving Padme to the into the background. I was thinking of the ship chase in space. That also, well, so I consider, like, basically A plot is what happens on Octo. B plot is Canto Bight and the ship chase. And that, again, the B plot is not good. The B plot is very flawed, but it takes, like, there is more screen time dedicated to the A plot. I will also say, people who claim that Finn does not have an arc in that movie are wrong. Finn's arc is... He's basically going through on-screen what Han Solo went through off-screen between episodes 4 and 5. Because Han Solo in episode 4, he's like, oh, I'll help my friends. And then by the time episode 5 starts, he's like, I am dedicated to the cause now. And we don't see that shift. And so Finn's arc in Last Jedi is him going from, basically in Force Awakens, his arc was, I'm out for myself, and then I'm out for my friends. And then we actually see in Last Jedi Finn go from, I'm out for my friends, to, I am now out for the whole cause. Now, could have been done way better, but it is, like, the arc exists. So, anyway, as a kid, As a kid, I didn't mind the Padme shoving, but it does make it worse because she is the reason Anakin falls and doesn't get much to do. Well, also because like she's very proactive in the first two prequels, and then she's, as I think was the Daughters of Ferrex podcast described it in episode 3, her entire role is sad and pregnant. So Padme issues that they wanted her death to be sad, so the idea of her trying to kill Anakin or helping found the rebellion got cut. Yeah, if they kept those deleted scenes about her founding the rebellion, that would have helped a lot. Shame that Rose undercuts Finn's arc and tells him how you have to save what you love while Resistance getting exploded in the background. I don't think it's the staging of that messes it up, and the fact that like those two things juxtapose each other so close. It's like what? Yeah. But anyway, the issue is that the ship ramming happens before it. It muddles it. I don't think it nullifies it, but it definitely muddles it, especially on like first watch. I will say the people complain about the light speed ram. I don't think the lightspeed ram is that big of an issue, specifically because I don't believe that anybody I don't believe the movie lost anyone because of the lightspeed ram. I believe that if you liked the movie and you don't like the lightspeed ram, you liked the movie up to that point, and you're like, oh, that was a little dumb, and then you just continued liking the rest of the movie. And if you don't like the movie, you already didn't like it, and then the lightspeed ram happened, and you're like, well, that's another reason I don't like it. Or you don't care about the lightspeed ram. Alright, what the hell are we even doing? You are too kind, thank you.
As Sagacious Tien once said, kind words and respectable attire are seldom a sign of true character. Only deeds reveal the intent of the soul. I am glad to help you in any way I can.
Thank you. May I ask you some questions?
I am honored that you would ask me, though I must warn you. The teachings take a lifetime to learn and cannot be taught in a day. Perhaps I could explain the core principles of Tien's teachings. I could recite the history of Tien if you like.
Like the narrative logic is that if he did ram the cannon, it would explode and kill all the bad guys. The film does show that his little shuttle is falling to pieces and he's not going to make it, and everyone's yelling in his ear, Finn, you're not going to make it. But because the lightspeed ram happened already, it kind of primes you to think that he might still make it, even though the intent is he wouldn't make it. He would just get himself killed and not actually accomplish anything and not actually take out the cannon. Speaking of prequel Old Republic era villains really overshadow Palpatine. In certain respects, yeah, I do think that the KOTOR era villains are like cool Sith in different ways. The Sith Emperor in SWTOR just sucks. Ramming is disastrous for a very relevant element of world building, but one that doesn't affect the story directly. I actually kind of disagree with that, just because lightspeed accidents have been things within the canon already. But it raises questions. I don't think but those questions do have answers. So it's like, Also, a very funny thing that Rian Johnson apparently directly asked the Star Wars story group if the lightspeed ram was okay, because he was worried about that, and they were like, just go with it, dude. So we literally checked with the lore team, like, hey, does this fuck up the lore? And they're like, nah, don't worry about it. And then everyone's like, hey, this fucks up the lore. Not everyone, but, explain the core principles of Tien's teachings.
The teachings of Sagacious Tien are very simple, but the implications are astoundingly complex. At the heart of the teachings are the concepts of harmony and discord. Also referred to as the way of the open palm and the way of the fist, one cannot exist without the other, but neither can they coexist in one person. Harmony with the world comes from understanding your place in the world. An ant that believes it is a tiger will never achieve harmony. In other words, accepting your place in the world and using your skills accordingly is the optimal way of following the path of harmony.
Go on.
Discord is the other side of the coin. People who choose the path of discord seek their own advancement over everything else. These people will ignore the world and use whatever means necessary to raise themselves above their station. Sagacious Tien taught both harmony and discord to his students, for one cannot be fully known without the other. However, he himself followed the way of harmony.
I'd like to ask you something different.
Of course. What would you like to know?
Actually, I should be going.
As you wish. With luck, the winds of heaven will bring us together again one day. Farewell.
I'm looking specifically for the guy. For Yukong. I forget. Is it you? No.
Hey.
No, it's not you.
Me?
Or is it him? Who are you? What is it you do here?
Oh, I'm Scholar Zenyu. I'm one of the newer Scholar elites. I was actually born in the poor quarter, but my uncle brought me here when I was only 10. He knew I would never have a chance at a real life unless I had some proper schooling. I've lived here with him ever since.
Have you heard anything interesting rumors lately?
A city like this always has rumors. Some people say the ghosts are angry and attacking innocent people. Another rumor suggests the Emperor is dying. But I wouldn't believe any of that. Just
Kong
because
you,
the Emperor
okay.
hasn't been seen in a while doesn't mean he's ill. Perhaps he just wants some solitude.
So you don't believe the ghosts are angry?
I think they are just rumors. I haven't seen any ghosts at all, angry or otherwise. If the ghosts are angry about something, why aren't they here right now? Come to think of it, I don't know any one person who's ever seen a ghost. I prefer to spend my time and energy on things that are real. Designing a new prototype flying machine, now that's important.
Maybe we'll go back to my first questions.
Sure. What would you like to know?
I must be going. Good fortune to you.
All right then. Goodbye.
Alright, where is this guy? There you are.
I hope you're not here to pester me. I'm a very busy, important, and educated man, you know.
Insane monologue to join on. Hello, Suze. Where did you join in on exactly? What sort of studies keep you so busy?
All manner of studies. The history of dramatic systems.
Yeah, this
applied
guy's
theology,
a bit
and celestial integration. All of these are vital pursuits
pretty
of
obvious.
knowledge. Not that you would understand such lofty matters.
Why don't you tell me more about the history of dramatic systems?
This answer should be interesting. I have a question I would ask of this scholar, if you would permit me.
Well, you see, drama can be broken down into several systems, and I study the history of those systems over time, how they've changed, and that sort of thing.
My friend would like to ask you a question, if you don't mind.
Well, of course not. A student of theater, are you?
I was just wondering about the recent shift in dramatic presentations away from the customary iterative productions where the fourth wall is regularly deconstructed. Does the shift towards more codified productions with barriers established between the presented world and the actual environment create a more immersive experience? That's what I thought.
Where did that come from, Sky?
He's not the only one who's had to spend some time in hiding in this garden. I, however, did my research. This is clearly creative Yukong, though I'm not sure he's earned his name.
Of course not. I'm... Ah, dread. This isn't working at all. How did you know?
Pretty obvious how we knew, because Sky, your studies weren't very convincing.
You're here to hunt me down, then. Lord Rento has it in for me, and I figured it would come to this. I don't suppose running would do me any good.
So my trigger phrase, I love Fire Emblem so much. Are you... We haven't talked about Fire Emblem in a while, Suze. Are you back in the history? Drama Major Mog's Young Fraud. Very true. Hello, welcome, Arascati. However that's pronounced. How did someone of your skill manage to con a noble, anyway?
I was unjustly accused. I simply petitioned Lady Rento for some silver to support me as an actor. Patronage, it's called. She agreed, but her husband flew into a rage.
You were monologuing at the start, so it might be it. Yeah, maybe.
Sentence on my head. It's not fair. And if you were a decent person, you'd help me get out of this city instead of taking me in.
My device betrayed me. That's okay. I think it was a fun bit, so I'm glad you witnessed it. Do you have any proof you were falsely accused?
You need more proof than my pathetic attempt to pose as a scholar? How about the fact that Lord Rento was out of
You need more proof that I'm innocent than the fact that I suck ass?
Not that anyone but Lady Rento will confirm that for you. Still, it should be apparent that I'm not some great confidence man.
I think I'll help you instead of collecting your bounty.
We should go see Captain Sen right away if you're sure. Is now a fair time to go down to the gate to get me out of here?
I'm ready to help you now.
The only easy way out of this city is through the gate that Sen is guarding, and he's looking for me. However, if I disguise myself as a mercenary and sneak past him, I might just get away. But you have to help me by distracting him. Just tell him that I've already escaped, and I'll get away just fine. I can't imagine what might go wrong.
What could possibly go wrong?
Citizen, I hear there's progress in the search for creative Yukon. A scholar ran out of the Scholar's Garden after talking to you. Tell me you have good news.
Creative Yukong has left the city.
How did he get past me? He couldn't access a flyer.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Are you certain he's gone? Would a bit of silver jog your memory?
Interesting. I wonder how high he'll raise the bounty if you keep stringing him along.
What do you say?
My investigation made it clear that he had already slipped away.
Look at that tart swinging her hips for that mercenary.
Oh my god.
I can't see how Yukon slipped past us. Did he bribe one of my agents somehow? Well, the Imperial Army has more silver than some confidence, man. Take me.
What could he possibly offer? What could he possibly offer me? He's gone and there's no point catching him.
I should arrest that accursed tourist. Look, you spoke to a nervous scholar, and now Yukon has suddenly disappeared. Suspicious. What if I offered you the normal bounty plus half? Would that change anything?
Oh my god. There's nothing I could tell you regardless of your offer.
Well, if you say so. Despite Lord Rento's insistence to the contrary, I doubt he was a master criminal. Perhaps I'll just declare Yukong's bounty a dead matter. Is there anything else that the Imperial Army can do for one of our fine citizens?
I should go.
Right you are. Remember to keep an eye out for anyone suspicious.
This is such a funny game, Unreal, how BioWare fell from this to Mass Effect. I love that. I love the inflammatory, casting of Mass Effect as their low point. All right.
Anything is better than waiting around in the camp.
Let's see here. I have not saved in far too long. Heart of the Empire Tavern. Where is that, Roback? Oh, wait. What? Oh. Hi.
I don't know.
The Heart of the Empire Tavern. Where is that?
I'm obviously innocent, and yet you still want to risk yourself needlessly.
Why are you so sure I'll be at risk?
I'm no fool. Those men haven't returned, and I can assure you it isn't because they've decided to take a holiday. Chasing after criminals is dangerous work. Obviously, there are risks involved.
Is the tavern in the arena? Is that
Why
what?
would you risk yourself when even the local minister seems content with the scholar's
Okay,
arrest?
yeah. So I asked that right before I saw you send that message. Because I actually remember now seeing Zebow's name. Why were you arrested? What were you doing?
Doing? I wasn't doing anything more than I usually do in a day's work. I was selling my wares to a few of my preferred clients. Prefect Jitong was one of them. The next thing I know,
Is that guy supposed to have a lazy eye, or is there just something
and
weird
tell me
about the
I'm
animation?
suspected of slave trading. It was likely the most ludicrous thing I've ever been told. Of course, the prefect claims that some of my items belong to his missing men, but that doesn't mean I took the items from their lifeless bodies.
How do you acquire those items belonging to Jitong's men?
In a given day, I meet with several buyers and probably twice as many sellers. There are always more sellers than buyers. My job is to determine whether something is worth buying, not whether the seller is worth buying from. If I see a bargain, I don't care who the seller is. Suffice to say...
Knight, I think you're hating on BioWare more than I ever did now.
I don't recall who sold them to me, but that certainly doesn't make me guilty of slave trading.
What can you tell me about the slave traders?
No more than you've heard for yourself, I'm sure. They are a myth, a rumor, really. Nobody has ever seen them, and nobody has any proof they exist. And yet, there is still a belief that they exist. Madmen terrorizing the poor and abducting the helpless. It all seems very superstitious. Abducting a person isn't like picking someone's pocket, you know. There would be evidence, signs of a struggle. But people will believe what they want to.
Tell yourself what you want, Knight. Search your feelings, you know it to be true. What do you know about Scholar Song Tao?
I can honestly say I had never met or heard of the man until he was arrested. He's obviously not wealthy enough to be one of my clients. Apparently, he spends a good deal of time with the poorer folk in the city. No doubt that's why he is under suspicion. Doesn't strike you as a bit odd? A scholar with all the benefits that position entails, choosing to spend time with the poor people. It does seem a little suspicious.
I should be going. Goodbye.
Of course. Do what you need to. If you discover anything, it will only prove my innocence further. Good luck.
So you think you can free me? Prefect Jitong has sent many good men to their deaths trying to free me. I hope you won't get into similar trouble.
How do you know they're dead?
Well, that's what Jitong fears. I have no reason to doubt him. Besides, why else would the men not return and their belongings suddenly appear on the market?
Pure coincidence. It's not proof. It's purely circumstantial. Anyone will tell you that.
At any rate, it seems likely that's what has happened to the men. I feel terrible for them, but I have my own problems to deal with, as you can see.
Why were you arrested? What were you doing?
I don't know. I was just down in the poor quarters helping a family with some repairs on their hut. I was leaving their house when the guards came for me. They told me I was suspected of abducting people from the poor quarters. I told them it was ridiculous, that I only wanted to help the poor, but they didn't listen. I admit I spend time in the poor quarters, but I don't try to hide it. I'm there several times a week, in fact, usually in plain sight of everyone.
Must be going. Goodbye.
I understand. If there's anything that might help you find the slave traders, I will gladly tell you. Please, don't give up until you've found them.
I feel like I didn't absorb any of that. I'm suffering from streamer split brain so much right now. The fun thing I learned about Obsidian today was that they were trying to have Bethesda license them for a spin-off of Elder Scrolls after Skyrim, similar to New Vegas arrangement. That would have been fun. Oh, will you sell me stuff now? Excuse me.
Always, I say. You look like a warden. The man to see is named.
I already know him. Let's talk about what you can do for me.
You look like a warrior to my.
Okay, alright. That's all I need to know.
Back again soon.
Hello. Hello there.
What do you want? Do I know you?
No, but I know you, Zebao.
Really? Lots of people know me, so what? I'm a little busy right now. I've got a bowl of wine that needs drinking, so why don't you just find someone else to bother?
Ling told me you'd take me to see the slave traders.
Who? I don't know anybody by that name, and I don't know anything about slave traders. Leave me alone. I have nothing to say to you, so why don't you just keep moving?
About 1,000 silver. That's a lot of money, Zebao.
Yes, that is. More than I.
He looks like a vampire. He sure does.
I might be able to take you there. You'll have to pay me now, and I'm not promising you won't get killed once we get there.
Don't worry. I have a gun.
It's your life, friend. No refunds either. Follow me.
Yeah, he does look like a vampire.
Zebao, what is the meaning of this? Summoning me to this place was bad enough. You know I can't stand the stench of these beasts. I've already dealt with the last shipment of slaves, and with that damned prefect poking into our affairs, we have to be extra cautious.
Walking into this guy, I sure do love being a slave trader and trading slaves. I'm interested in your little business arrangement.
In the slave market, are you? Funny how I find that a bit suspicious, especially given that we've had run-ins with several of Prefect Jitong's investigators.
Ah, but how many of Prefect Jitong's investigators had
We can't afford
a gun?
to our affairs right now, and you've heard too much. Get 'em, boys, but don't.
Speaking of gun, I need to check what people think about them in Kingdom Come 2. Again, Kingdom Come 2 Deliverance has a gun? I didn't know that. It's just so funny to me.
This has gone far enough. You're far better than the last dog who dared.
It's in the name Kingdom Gun. Ah, damn, I've been misreading it this whole time. Show off a halberd and old-style gun. Yeah, it's interesting.
I have an eye for raw talent. That helps when picking slaves, but it comes in handy in sizing up potential allies. Who are you, and why are you here? You're clearly too strong.
Why it's actually working? Because I pumped all my points into attack speed, so I can reload fast. I'm here to put an end to your slaving.
You're one of them, are you? Another fool like that scholar Song Tao, always thinking the
Yeah,
poor
so anyway, I just started
sing-
blasting.
You're better than that. You've just shown me your strength. Any poor wretch who had the discipline to fight like you wouldn't let themselves be enslaved. Someone like you deserves to work with me, not oppose me. I have a friend who could use your help, and I'm prepared to pay for it.
Maybe that Spanish hack guy should come again, give us more guns. No, I think so. I think the Jade Empire currently has a very effective gun control system, which is I control the one gun.
If only I had a silver coin for every time I've heard that. Come then, let's end it.
Mirabelle!
All right, well, I'm out of. Oh, Silk Fox. There we go. I don't think there's anything. Echo Bazaars, no Echo the State. Oh no! No, my anarchism. Fading away. The speed that you reload that gun also fries me. Yeah, it's upgraded. It's maximum reload speed upgrade, so that's how I do it. Let's see. Where is it? There we go. The having the gun in this game just basically turns combat into that one scene from Indiana Jones.
I want to hear that you're ready for your next fight. What do you need?
The ancient European martial art of reloading gun really, really fast. Yeah. What is the focus use for the gun, implying it used magical bullets? No, focus is for all physical weapons. So it's no magic. It's like stamina or whatever. And it's the stamina of,
Since you held your own against
it's the stamina it takes to reload real fast.
I'm going to try something exciting for the crowd.
Have these ancient martial artists and ghosts just dying to European gun? Well, actually, the gun doesn't work on ghosts. It's one weakness.
I'm giving you all of them at once.
Had to step away for a sec. Does anyone have a link for that Obsidian story? You mean the one about Elder Scrolls?
Remember to watch your sides and back.
Gotta focus really hard every time you aim it. I mean, that just is true. Sorry, I completely lost all of his... I completely did not register any of his explanation for my opponent. Probably doesn't matter, though. I assume they're vulnerable to bullets. There's also stamina that lets you access super speed. Yeah.
4 students test their skills against 1 master.
Ah, that did not insta-kill you. Yeah. These students are in for a surprise. That's so cartoony.
Those boys won't be back anytime soon.
No, I bet not.
Group to one opponent would shame a peasant, let alone a student of the martial arts.
Alright, tell me about my next fight.
The crowd's starting to catch on to you. Have you noticed? People like you, and now I'm going to make sure they pay attention. I'm going to have a roughly hewn statue hauled into the ring. I want you to disconstructulate it. Destroy the statue quickly enough, and I'll give you a shot at hapless Han. Are you ready to get started?
I like the idea of focus is literally mental stamina. Like, yeah, that shit is a resource if you gotta concentrate multiple times in a fight. Yeah, it does make sense, Arascati. Folks, this was quite sad. He just killed them with a gun, yeah. 4 students here to test their skill, meanwhile just pulls out a literal gun. I mean, look, it does take a lot of skill to dodge a bullet, so... Yeah, Knight, you said that first, but yeah. Reminds me of Endgame Avowed, just blowing people away with a meteorite gun. Yeah, again, like, part of what I like about the Aora is guns, and, like, that it's gunpowder fantasy. It's cool. This one definitely feels more cartoony. Okay. Okay, does this... Is this, is doing anything? Okay. Oh, come on. One more, maybe? Nope, okay. Gun might not be ideal. Yeah, I'll restart.
There's no reason you should have lost that fight. I'll set it up again.
There's no reason you should have lost that fight. Yeah, hey, way to rub it in. Yeah, gun might not be. I have finally found the weakness to gun: the ghosts and solid stone. All right. How did you... I don't think I was missing. I wasn't missing. It was doing damage, just not fast enough. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. There we go. Much better. Rock, paper, scissors, more like rock, gun, scissors, am I right? You are very right, Suze.
Excellent work. You have bested time itself in destroying that statue. No mean feat, I assure you.
Tell me about my next fight.
I think you're ready to face hapless Han. Show me you're ready for the big time, and I'll make sure you don't have to dance with the children anymore. Are you ready to get started?
Very ready.
Excellent. Follow me, and we'll get you ready for your next match.
Can Silver Phoenix surpass Hapless Han and leave the qualifying division?
I'm gonna give you a worse wound than that black eye. That was a good scream. Alright, I'll be fair.
You dealt with Han very well. I knew you would. All of our professional fighters moved past him eventually.
That will be enough.
I bring you a message from my employer, Kailan the Serpent. He is impressed with how far you have come in such a short while. The Serpent wants you to know that he is watching your progress very closely. He is most interested to see how you fare in the Bronze Division.
Okay.
Kui, you may breathe again. That is all I had to say.
Well, that was good, I think.
Tell me more about Kailan the Serpent.
He has a distinct interest in the proceedings here. He is next champion, you see. He retired some time ago, even before Raging Ox, who was the champion before the Ravager. Kailan couldn't leave the arena alone. He has become a very important man here with the help of a group called the Guild.
I love it when Aang just pulls a gun on him. Do yourself a favor and watch the very old Snapcube video of them just riffing on the idea of Aang having a gun. Why do you let Lucky Cho push you around, Kui?
Lucky Cho is a thug, pure and simple, but he's very good at what he does. He's also a member of the Guild and reports directly to Kailan. Kailan oversees things here in the arena, and the Guild ensures that the authorities leave us in peace.
Alright, enough about what Lucky Cho said. Can you tell me more about the Guild?
The Guild is the organization that controls all of the betting in this place. That gives them considerable sway. It is good that they are happy with your progress. Between us, the Guild is also involved in more illicit activities. They are very sensitive about remaining an open secret. Many know about them, but few acknowledge that fact. Right now is a particularly dangerous time, as one of the leaders of the Guild has recently been inhumed. Kailan sees this as an opportunity. Do not discuss them openly. The Guild has many ears. You may ask some of the others in the arena about them if you wish, but I would not bring it up to just anyone.
I'll be careful who I talk to.
A wise decision. Very wise. For the sake of your career, I suggest that you limit any questions you have to your fellow fighters.
So check the Elder Scrolls and Obsidian story. It's literally an Avalon tweet from 2 years ago, which I don't really trust. Yeah, Oh. Hi, Black Whirlwind. Yeah, no, probably wise to take that with a grain of salt then.
Black Whirlwind, that is you. Are you back to...
No, just here visiting, and making sure nothing happens to your newest fighter.
So you won't be...
No, leave it alone, Queen. You know better than to bring this up. Just mind your business, promoter, and I'll mind mine.
You travel in curious company. Regardless, when you're ready, come talk to me again and we'll discuss your next match.
Hold on, Kui. How do you know the Black Whirlwind?
I know him, yes, but I know better than to contravigate his wishes. If you want to talk about it, ask him. I'm staying out of it. What do you need?
Nothing else I need from you, Kui.
Do not be gone too long. Kana may well rise to become the Silver Division champion while you're away.
Uktatasir ni Ryoki, ka sisayir na work awukategi.
I have some questions about the fighters here in the arena.
Uksir, wat tuafu, froetro soir, tir nik puntuir, poir nokauk.
I'd like to hear about you, Kana.
Uksir, wat tuafu, froetro soir, foirir, nsonsi nokauk frotir noni.
Why have you come here specifically?
Uktatasir ni Ryoki, ka sisayir na work awukategi.
Tell me about Hapless Han.
Onu yuir indikan sun puiranuk pakuk. Ono yusair.
It's an interesting take on a character like that. Sort of a different, very different version than Deadeye Duncan. He values learning more than victory, then?
Wo panaru wosawir tatasi ni wasunir praun. Wosawir kokon.
That's all I want to ask for now.
Wo yuir Shakespeare woso.
Wu wir wakwakir fonir sisa ukopkipo kusu. Kwanak apiyir. Kwanaruk tatasi. Utarawi ir. Kupkiti.
Tell me about yourself.
Yawar ir. Wo swair susu no. Utarawi ir. Kupkitir sanir naur kurk. Wu pan.
What sorts of things do you keep an eye on?
Kop awuka inir. Wo afawafi ithaturo turo uk.
Hapless Han is just happy to be there where Deadeye Duncan feels humiliated at his losses. Yeah, exactly. It's an interesting alternate spin on that kind of beginner fighter. What can you tell me about Kailan the Serpent?
The kawa ir ap ofir wo wir wak.
Tell me more about Lucky Cho.
Utarawi ir. Kupkitir sanir naur kurk. Wu pan. Wu yo ir. Naur ir kuno work nuko uk. Kin piir.
I should get back to what I was doing.
Kop awuka inir.
Looks like you're still walking after that last match. Too bad. You ground the hapless one beneath your feet like everyone else does, huh? Han's pathetic for wasting time on the hopefuls, if you ask me. Then again,
Whirlwind does
watching Han stumble to Dr. On every time he tries to handle the real Bronze Division fights is one of the most entertaining things about this place. I don't pay attention to the Bronze Division. Now go...
Alright, I'll talk to you later, soldier.
Go bother...
Whirlwind does suffer from his quest being separate from his character as a whole, similar to Algren returning in Awakening, same way he was like when you met him. You mean like whatever developments happen don't really factor into his later conversations, maybe? On the scale of Obsidian, Metaphysics, Tolarian, nothing, where does Jade Empire rank? What do you mean, like, in terms of world cosmology? Is that what you're asking, Knight?
Boy, that sure was something. No, I wouldn't have wanted to be me out there.
I'm
except
glad
I
you're
was.
still okay.
But I learned so much from facing you. Next time I should try some of that fancy stuff you do. I'm not exactly sure how you did it, though.
Next time I should try some of that fancy stuff you do. Well, I just sort of point the barrel at you and pull the trigger. Pay attention when you fight. Make the enemy's moves your own.
You know, that's a good idea. I tend to focus on myself more than others. Perhaps I can learn some new tricks. Thanks for the encouragement.
Basically, and the general idea of stuff like Korea and the Force. So I guess you're asking, like, where does Jade Empire rank in terms of how it explores its cosmology and philosophy? Is that? I don't know, maybe middle. Imagine if you reverse engineers a gun. Oh my god, finally, Hapless Han has a gun. I know I just said that the best gun control is I'm the only one who controls the gun, but I think we can trust Hapless Han. Tell me about the people who fight here.
You're already past me. Now that you're a real fighter, the others will likely open up about themselves if you ask.
Some of them.
I know a little about Soldier, if you want to hear my take on him. But we could also talk about Kana, if you're curious about her.
Why don't you tell me about yourself, Han?
My father is a smith of great renown, and he always wanted me to follow in his footsteps. But I couldn't. My blades would be brittle, and even simple ironwork would be clunky. Eventually, I had to leave home.
Why do you have to leave?
My father is no longer my father. More precisely, I'm no longer a son in his eyes. I wasn't sure what to do after being cast from my home, but coming east to the city made sense.
Where did you learn to fight?
I was never properly trained. I've learned what I have from watching the fights here, practicing hard and staying focused. That's my story.
One day I'll make it here, and my father will have to be proud of me. This is my chance to be someone great, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay, just wondering because BioWare doesn't do metaphysics as much. I feel like it kind of... I mean, you know, Dragon Age has stuff like that. You know... I guess, it's more about, like, institutional religion than it is about, like, the exact cosmology, but, yeah. The giant book and short brick meme, but it's Jade Empire without and with Hapless Han having the gun. Yeah, because when I got the gun, I was like, you know, I was talking about that meme where it's like, well, you know, it actually, Jade Empire doesn't make a difference because you do get the gun, but it's not you that makes the journey short, it's Hapless Han. Hapless Han appears as the new Dark Lord with the Emperor on his knee. The true golden ending. Dragon Age definitely does, but in comparison to Obsidian, it is a bit different. Yeah. Tell me about Soldier.
He's one of the most experienced fighters here, but he's hardly a mentor. He's boastful, insulting, and a general pain. The fans love to hate him, though. He is an exceptional fighter. Years of military training will do that to you. He's currently the champion of Silver Division, which tells you something about his skills. That's all I can think of regarding Soldier. He keeps to himself most of the time.
You two sound like a pair of old crones talking about their neighbors. Everything you need to know about me is right over here.
Okay. Dragon Age religion is more so about institutions of church and personal relation with faith. Yeah, but this stuff about, like, how the Fade works, can get more into that stuff. Like the Fade and the Veil and the nature of spirits and how spirits relate to mortals and all that stuff. I am now Hapful Han, yes. Talk to me about Crimson Kana.
I really respect Kana. She's undefeated, did you know? Made it all the way to Bronze Division champion without a loss.
I mean, since you know, the first time we see the gun, it literally explodes somebody. I think the fact that Han is still alive and talking to me right now
She's going to teach her style
speaks pretty well of his true power.
People have been really excited about that because her sword is so deadly.
That's all I need from you.
It's always nice of you to stop by and chat. A lot of people who move past me in the arena never look back.
Can we recruit you? I know we can't. It'd be cool if we could. All right, I'm thinking one more arena match and then calling it for the stream. Just send us out on another bang. The bang of my gun.
You should be proud of yourself.
You deserve it. It was an honor to face you.
Thank you, bud.
Crimson Kana is the champion of this round. You'll have to face her eventually. Be ready when you do.
All right, tell me about my next fight.
Now that you have qualified for the Bronze Division, your challenges will be more difficult.
Doesn't the arena have safety rooms to make sure no one dies? No, it does. It does. That is true. They did mention that.
The stars themselves.
But still, like...
Silver Phoenix, if you're to make it in this division.
Oh.
So I've prepared a match to remember. The guards rounded up a group of subhuman things around the Great Southern
Oh, are these the cannibals?
We're going to release them into the ring in groups for you.
How kind of you.
Are you ready to get started?
Yes, let's begin.
Excellent. Follow me and we'll get you ready for your next match.
These monsters crave the flesh of man.
Alright, prioritizing you. Rat ghouls. You're right, Buttery Toast, I forgot. It's so weird how BioWare has a normal guy but nice person and they're never recruitable like Trask and Jenkins. I mean, to be fair... Yeah, exactly. Trask and Jenkins are very recruited. You know what? I'm just gonna use this to soften them up and then jump in there with the Wolverine claws. There we go.
That was a good start to the Bronze Division. Those beasts are far stronger than they look.
Weren't you using gun? I felt like being more sporting. Slightly. Mass Effect 4 is a time travel epic where your first act is to save Jenkins, and then it turns into what's that game? Singularity, I think, where it's like the scientist you save at the beginning rules the world as a dictator or whatever. I think is the twist at the end. Sorry, spoilers for classic Xbox 360 era game Singularity. Or maybe that isn't the endgame twist, I don't remember. Anyway, alright, nothing more I need from you, Kui.
Do not be gone too long. Kana may well rise to become the Silver Division champion while you're away.
Oh, uh-oh, okay, well. Fair enough. Okay, well, I was already planning on calling it. I know the only thing I have to do to fix this is just reload, but anyway, yeah, thanks for joining me, everybody. Glad to see at least one new face, maybe two, I forget. Jade Empire again next Saturday, and also Wednesday. I mentioned this at the end of my last Dread Delusion stream. My Wednesday streams will no longer be Dread Delusion unless there's demand for it. I'll be doing other stuff, but next Wednesday specifically, I was sent a code to the developer of Dread Delusion's newest game, Entropy, which just entered early access on, I think, Wednesday or maybe Tuesday. And so I will be showing that. I'll be streaming that Wednesday at my usual Wednesday time, which is 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And then we'll continue the arena with Jade Empire on Saturday, same start time. So yeah, come by for Entropy. I'll only do Entropy for one stream. My intention is to just check it out, share it on stream, but it is in early access, so I will wait until it leaves early access and then play it on my own time to play through the whole thing. But I do want to play it. Do want to check it out and share it with all of you because lovely Hell Place rocks. Dread Delusion kicks ass. So I'm very excited to see what their new game is. So anyway, oh, that's not me. What's all right? Goodbye, everybody.